Good morning, Lake Erie Speedway. We got 16 cars on the track here to compete. I'm up here in the booth joined by Ben Bruno and the one and only Jacob Gettens. Very excited to be here with all of you today. We got some beautiful weather here in Northeast Pennsylvania here at Lake Erie Speedway. A lot of beautiful cars on the track, a lot of beautiful people. Very excited to see what we're going to see today here, boys.
Absolutely, Brian. It's going to be an absolute blast as it's pretty warm out here today. The guys got in some good practice here this morning. Track conditions certainly different from yesterday as it was not nearly this warm yesterday, and we're getting hit with some direct sunlight here this morning. So a little bit different from what the guys saw yesterday during qualifying and practicing yesterday, but had some practice here this morning to kind of get used to that track condition as well as just kind of get the blood flowing. So as you had mentioned, we have a special guest with us in the booth today, Jacob Gettens. He hosts Formula Drift podcast. You can find that on all kinds of different platforms, and really honored to be joined by you today here, Jake.
Oh, stop it. No, I'm super pumped to be here. I'm a massive fan of Lake Erie Speedway and basically the driver development that's here. Just even B group, like last night, I'm sitting there going like, and I know I feel like it's been beaten to death, but like you look at B and you're like, oh, that's like most places A group. And that's what's awesome. Even the C group, watching them go out and rip, the progression just over one night is nuts. But we're here to focus on competition. And yeah, I'm super stoked to see what everybody's got. Like the selection of cars, great looking liveries, some patched together Corvettes. I'm going to say that was on purpose that he's doing that. He's going for like the Volkswagen Harlequin look, but with a Corvette. But yeah, a good mix of power, a good mix of driving style. So should be a good day.
Certainly. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of great battles queued up here today as we get ready to get into action as we await the national anthems for everybody. Just want to remind everybody that there is a lot on the line here as the top three finishers will receive a Link ECU. The champion of the Great Lakes ProAm Series will receive their Pro Spec license as well. And then there is a big point fund here for the end of the season. But as for round number 2, $1,000 purse up for grabs. And there was a $100 top qualifier bonus that got awarded yesterday. So a lot of stuff on the line here for these guys, and they're ready to throw it down here today.
Yeah, and the rule is if you win money, the first place you have to spend it's on your crew. So big steak dinners, taking the boys out for drinks. So just a heads up to whoever's winning. We'll be at your pits ready to go.
All right, please join us for the Canadian National Anthem and.
True patriot
All right, Lake Erie Speedway and everybody watching at home. I think we're going to get into some driver intros. Who wants to start?
Our first competitor here for the top 16 competition today is going to be Alan Boss in his 350Z. It's got an LS9 under the hood, and he hails from Oak Harbor, Ohio. Everybody put it together for Alan Boss. Our second competitor here in the top 16 will be Aaron Farrell in his G35. He's got VQ power under the hood, and he hails from right here, the hometown man, Erie, Pennsylvania. Our third competitor of the day is going to be Mike Sampson in his BMW E30. He's got LS power under the hood from North Syracuse, New York. This is Mike Sampson. Up next will be Theon Nelson in his 370Z. Oh, I'm sorry. We have Aaron Spiegel. I apologize. Corvette getting some work. Aaron Spiegel driving the Corvette, hailing from Bowling Green, Ohio.
Alrighty, next up we've got Theon Nelson and his Nissan 370Z. Joining us from Erie, Ohio. Next up, we've got Elliott Rose in his 2013 Scion FRS, 6-liter LS supercharged car from Canton, Ohio.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it.
Next up, we've got Matt Montcalm from Lakeview, New York, in his 350Z K24 swapped. Next up, we've got Mike Steele on his 240SX with a 5.3 under the hood, joining us from Woodland, Michigan.
Coming all the way from Westland, Michigan, driving his 2002 BMW 325i, number 29, Chad Anderson. Hailing from Mansfield, Ohio, driving a classic 240 with a turbo LS in it, we've got Blake Doge? Doge. We'll just go with Doge. Perfect. I never said I was good at names. Coming up next from North Canton, Ohio, in a BMW 328 IS with a turbo M52. You know that thing is going to be loud. We've got Kevin Ferraro. And a fellow Canadian hailing from Markham, Ontario, Canada, because for some reason we always have to remind you it's Canada, in a 1998 Toyota Chaser with a 1.5 JZ, we've got Ryan Reese. From Fremont, Ohio, driving that Nissan 350Z with an LS 427 and I don't know what the 570 is for, but no idea. We've got Casey Rodriguez.
Joining us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we've got Tony Schmidt with his Corvette.
Up next, your round one winner. Trying to get back on the podium here today, we will see Adam Heisman with his Mustang LS3 power under the hood, hailing from Newville, Pennsylvania.
And last but certainly not least, maybe the big underdog coming into this weekend from Bladesdell, New York, in his Ford Mustang with a 302 small block that he claims is making 300 horsepower, Taylor Braun.
Lake Erie Speedway, Let these guys hear you as we get ready to go into battle. Let's get them pumped up here. Lake Erie Speedway, are you ready?
All right, drivers, back in your cars. Try not to do any burnouts on the way back to the pits. And we'll get lined up for our first battle of the day. So that is Alan Boss and Aaron Farrell. Farrell? Farrell. I feel like mispronouncing them on purpose at this point. I mean, we might as well. All right, guys, what can you tell me about these two drivers? I know a little bit about Alan Boss. Not sure, not much about Aaron.
So it's kind of a teeter-totter on both sides of this one. Alan Boss, big power under the hood of that 350, LS9 power. Aaron Farrell, he added some nitrous to the VQ, so
They did not listen.
yeah, got a little bit more juice than what he had previously, but it's kind of a double-edged sword battle that we're going to see here first. Big power versus low power. And the other thing that I would say about this battle would be Alan's got a lot of time in competition, and Aaron, this is kind of his first dabble into the competitive side of things here with the Great Lakes ProAm series presented by Moty's.
Nice. Yeah, that should be good. I mean, those VQs can spit out some power. They'll take a fair bit of nitrous before they run into issues. So, yeah, I could see that working out well. Looking at the track layout, I really think that Interclip 1 is going to be the point where people are going to make or break this run. Yeah, just watching from last night.
Absolutely. So that's something we discussed yesterday where, if you're not initiating hard into, the first outer zone there, then it's really hard to carry through the rest of the course. Super imperative to just initiate real good there to carry yourself through, the first clipping point there and to the second outer zone, third outer zone, and then finally through the finish. So hopefully these guys will keep it together, lay down some good laps for us, and, give us a really nice sunny day here today. Watch some drifting.
If you're joining us on the live stream as we're getting ready to get the action underway, make sure you give the stream a share, tag a friend that needs to see the action, because we're just about ready to get going. So don't let your friends miss out. I know I have terrible FOMO. I'm sure your friends do too. Don't be a bad friend.
Yeah, share the love, right? I'm doing it right now. Thank you for the reminder.
110%. Everyone hop on your phones. Let's get it shared. Let's make us famous,
And let us know who you're rooting for too. Drop a comment and let us know who you want to see win round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series.
Drop a comment, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. All right, so we're lined up with the first 2 cars here. It looks like they're doing their burnouts, getting the cars ready, making sure they feel nice and dialed in, getting some heat in the tires. I think this is going to be an interesting battle, boys. It's, like we spoke about earlier, huge horsepower deficit between both cars. Not entirely sure if Aaron is going to be running nitrous. I know the car is equipped with it. I'm not too familiar with nitrous. I don't know if you need to purge it every time you use it or if that's just for scene points or
I know
how
he
that
had
works.
some trouble with it, so I'm not sure if he's going to be running it or not, but see if he can make it work. He made it work good yesterday during qualifying, so we'll see what he can do. Alan Boss in the lead position here. Aaron Farrell going to give chase in the first leg of our first battle of the day.
Yeah, I mean, as much as there's a horsepower discrepancy, it's not hard to, there's definitely ways that you can cut some line, cut some angle, and still do well. And then always the flip side, when you're leading, now you've got a guy that's gripped up with a ton of horsepower is going to have to hold that car back the whole time. So if you're not really good with the left foot brake, if you're not good at checking up with the handbrake, or more or less anticipating what that driver's going to do, I mean, chasing a slower car is not an easy thing to do. So, yeah. I mean, you should know about that, Brian. Everybody chasing you, right?
Oh, 110%. It's I used to be much lower horsepower, but now I kind of keep up with the boys, so that helps out quite a bit. But, trying to run away from these higher horsepower cars is certainly not easy. And then, trying to tandem with my buddies who have stock Miatas and stuff like that is also quite a task.
All right.
So here they go. They sent them off.
Alan Boss through the chicane down towards outside zone number 1, initiates really nice right against the wall. Alan Boss putting on a show through outside zone number 1 to the inner clip. A little bit of distance here between him and Aaron Farrell into outside zone number 2. Excellent lead here for Alan. That power deficit certainly Aaron Farrell unable to keep the proximity, but overall an absolutely beautiful lead run here for Alan Boss. A good job in the chase. just that power deficit, unable to soak up the proximity for Aaron Farrell.
You can do everything that you want in practice and everything else, but yeah.
And that's the big thing. We saw a lot of it in qualifying yesterday. As it looked like a lot of guys were really gripped up. So, to be able to give the good chase, you got to have the good lead out front. And it seems like a handful of competitors have kind of made some changes overnight here into today for competition to maybe take some more grip out of the car. So we saw a lot of people getting pushed down the hill. Lights are on, lights are going out.
There we go. Jumped the chase a little bit there for Alan Boss, which he really didn't need to. But let's see how he follows here. He is going to be chasing a lower horsepower car. Looks like out front, Aaron's not doing too bad. I mean, he definitely got higher on the bank than he did in his chase run. Is a little bit too wide there. I'd really like to see the guys power through these clips, but you can see him running fairly shallow. But Alan Boss doing a great job of keeping proximity. I would say that Aaron did a significant job of his chase, but it's hard to do that when it comes to his horsepower.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there, Jacob. I mean, it was definitely a better lead run than chase run. And, another super important thing is that if you're not laying down a good lead run, it's super hard to have a clean chase run. Maintaining that proximity, very difficult if you're not laying down a very good line for the chase driver.
And we're taking a look at the replay here on the live stream. You can see Aaron making that VQ, put in the work to get up the bank. Absolutely phenomenal job of doing that, and then punching through the center clip. Had a little bit too much momentum, a little bit shallow into outside zone number 2. But overall, lead to lead, pretty tough battle there between Alan and Aaron. But see how that chase run and the lack of power for Aaron affects here. So we await a decision.
Yeah, and shouts out to the judges. Obviously, it's probably the most difficult job in drifting. There's no easy way to put that. But it looks like Alan Boss is going to get that win. All of our judges went for him. Aaron, great job. Just, more nitrous. That's it. Simple. Or LS. I mean, LS
always more nitrous. Or a turbo or a supercharger,
Of course. Just power routers in general. Let's just do it.
Always helps.
Yeah.
But as we discussed before, I feel like the drivers are feeling a lot more comfortable with the course today than they were yesterday. In practice, it was blatantly obvious that everyone feels a little bit better, a little bit more dialed in. So I think today we're going to see some aggressive runs from all the drivers in the top 16 here.
Yeah, we've come to expect, that caliber of driving from guys like Alan. And as you had mentioned, it just seemed like nobody was truly comfortable yesterday. It seemed like everybody had a little bit too much grip. As we get ready here, we're throwing the track map up on the live stream here. Our next battle, we're going to see Mike Sampson and Aaron Spiegel warming up their tires back there. But with this track map, so we start through the chicane. You see those 3 cones down at the end, right before the initiation into outside zone number 1. These guys have to initiate before that 3rd cone, and then, get that car up into outside zone number 1 with that bumper right up against the wall. The red zones on the track are decel areas where it is acceptable to scrub some speed out to get into the inner clip. And then you can see the next decel zone into outside 2, and then the decel zone into outside 3 to the finish line. So good little layout there of what you can expect to see in decel.
I do think this is going to be a really interesting run. Both LS-powered cars, both completely different chassis, so it's going to be interesting to see how they both handle themselves out here for this lap.
Yeah, I don't know the wheelbases off the top of my head, but it does look like the Vet is a bit longer. But, yeah, it should be good. I mean, equal horsepower, but very different chassis.
Glad to see that Vet back out here. Aaron Spiegel laying it down.
Mike Sampson initiates into outside zone 1, nice and wide. Aaron Spiegel, big correction and a straighten from Spiegel into the inner clip.
Oh, wow.
So look like it's going to be an incomplete here for Aaron Spiegel. As he's sharing that car was written down and unable to qualify yesterday, so a new ride for Aaron trying to get used to it. A beautiful lead from Mike Sampson. So Spiegel going to have an uphill battle, going to be praying for a mistake from Mike Sampson here in the chase to maybe earn himself a one more time, but Mike just needs to lay down a secure and solid chase run here and, you know, not put himself in a position to make a mistake or where he's going to have to take evasive action.
Yeah, it did look like that Mike may have straightened though going into outside zone 2. I'd have to watch the replay again, but it almost looked like he reinitiated going into 2. So that's something else to take a look at. I'm not, you know, don't want to prompt any protests or anything, but that is something that I would look at. But either way, I mean, obviously Aaron zeroing out basically behind him is not a great way to start.
So hoping for a better lead run and a better chase run out of Aaron Spiegel here. You know, obviously not his car. You know, had unfortunate circumstances yesterday and got it all fixed up overnight. So hoping for a better lead run here.
But, I mean, shouts out to anybody who can just jump in the chassis and be like, all right, I'm going to be competitive in this. I mean, it's not easy, but it shows how, you know, what people will do to keep competing, right?
110%. You know, it takes a lot of skill to do something like that. I mean, you know, obviously driving my Miata all the time, I couldn't imagine getting behind a different chassis and trying to be, you know, half as competitive as I am in my Miata.
I would love to see you in a different chassis.
It would be interesting.
I wonder if you'd still drive it in a similar fashion.
I've driven a couple 350Zs, and I will say, you know, it inspired me to buy a couple, but just not my forte.
I was going to say, where are those now?
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, okay.
Probably in the junkyard.
That's all good.
When are we going to see you jump in a drift car?
Oh, man, I'm not a great driver. I've made this quite clear. Brian's gotten to see me. We actually we drove together a couple months ago, but I've got that 540i that's just a pain. It is not a fun car to drive. It is a fight the whole time. But
I thought you sold that car.
no, I still got
No,
it. That guy
the
didn't
guy
buy
didn't buy it.
No,
No.
I know, right?
We got to plan out another event up there in Canada
That's
then.
what I'm saying.
So we're really looking out with the weather. You know, something we really touched upon yesterday. Beautiful day out here in northeast Pennsylvania, Lake Erie Speedway. If you're not here, why aren't you here? You know, lather yourself some sunscreen, come out here, get some tan. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Don't want to see anyone passing out.
No,
nothing
we don't
like
need
that.
that. We
None
don't
of
need
that
that.
negativity here at the Speedway.
No.
And come out, check out some sweet cars, check out some great drivers. Lots of cool people out here to come out and talk to and familiarize yourself with drifting.
And I think, we got a 5 minute? We got a 5 minute? All right.
So competition timeout here for Spiegel.
So I'm thinking he might be taking that possibly to dial in the car. You know, it's actually Sampson called a 5-minute timeout. So it might be beneficial for Aaron Spiegel if he wants to go out and make a couple changes to the car. You know, maybe his first couple laps is like, you know, I don't really like the way it feels. Doesn't really feel dialed in. So we'll have to see.
All right, what's that going to move us on to? All right, what's that leave us next? Theon Nelson and Elliott Rose?
That is correct. Theon Nelson and Elliott Rose. So this is going to be
FRS versus
FRS versus 370Z. The 370Z is supercharged. We went over that yesterday, and obviously that FRS got that big LS in it. So I'm pretty sure these might be closer horsepower numbers, similar chassis cars. I think it's going to be a really good run between the two drivers. Both very confident drivers. I've had the pleasure of driving both of them. And, you know, they're both a great time when we're doing, you know, nighttime driving and stuff like that. So excited to see what they're going to do here in competition.
Elliott Rose from Canton, Ohio. He's sponsored by Tire Stacks.
Shouts out Tire Stacks.
And Theon Nelson, hailing from Elria, Ohio. Yes, Elria.
Yeah, please excuse us for not being able to pronounce any of these names right, you know. I'm over here saying cars have superpowers. We're saying we can't pronounce any of the town names.
At some point, you just lean into it.
We're not really sure what's going on up here in the booth. We're trying our best.
We're warming up still, but he is sponsored by Mommy and Daddy, greatest sponsors you've. And if anybody gets mad that someone's sponsored by Mommy and Daddy, give your head a shake because we'd all do it. So
That's right. That's right. Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah.
Theon Nelson in the lead, Elliott Rose in chase. Theon initiates right into outside zone number 1. A slight correction
Look at that
on the
tandem,
way out.
though.
Elliott Rose on his door.
It's getting spicy.
Punches
Oh!
contact.
Here we go. And they're still going. Oh.
Oh, a little bit of collision there, and outer zone. So hopefully both the cars are okay. Let's see. Yeah.
That's a common mistake. Guys just go too hard. They get excited.
And we saw that from Elliott through practice, being really, really aggressive. So picks right up where he left off in practice. See if he sustained much damage or Theon.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not having to go swap out a BC Racing coilover, but looks all right now. Although we do have a Z still sitting down. Checking out the replay here, you can see just how aggressive he gets. So going into that first outside zone, he leaves a little bit out. You can see him cutting a little bit of angle to try and get in. We get that first little bit of contact. They come through the inner clip 1. We get another bit of contact. We said, you know what, let's just keep going. Put on a show, and there's our third boot for the run. Man, what a great way to start.
Yeah, and you could tell, Elliott trying to bring that wow factor to the run. As you had mentioned, cut down on the line just a little bit, and then tried to get outside of the inner clip, had to throttle back up, had the contact there with Theon.
Yeah.
If you're joining us, make sure that you drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from, who you want to win round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series. Tag a friend and give the stream a share. Do not miss out on the action here today at the Speedway.
So it does unfortunately look like the fast team's on the track hooking up to Theon's car possibly. Hopefully no major damage because I would like to see them run it again.
Yeah, if that was any indication of how things are going to go, I mean, I definitely want to see the rest of that battle take place because that was awesome. Oh, it looks like he's
Oh, it looks like he might be
driving
able
away.
to, might be able to drive off the course.
Yeah, I think maybe one of the tow truck drivers had to come over and kiss his boo-boo for him, and now he's good to go.
That's all.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes all you need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Looks like he's inching off pretty slow, though. Hopefully, hard to say from here, but I mean, I can't see any damage that's apparent on the passenger side here. I'm not sure what's going on the driver's side, though.
Everybody in the stands, give us a thumbs up if things.
Can we get the drone over to the driver's side of the car, possibly?
That isn't. Yeah, I want to see what our damage report
Yeah,
is.
trying to see what it's looking like over there.
All right, so what do we got? What do we got next? I know we've got a bit of repair work being done, but the next battle potentially will be Montcallion, and Mike Steele. Mike Steele, I got that name. That was an easy one.
That's an easy one.
Throwing a softball
Matt
to me.
McCallion's always a little bit of a difficult one to pronounce there.
Yeah.
All right, so as you see with the drone on the driver's side of the car, I don't know. It's still hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, you could have suspension parts bent under there. It doesn't look visibly too
damaged.
messy, but, the toe could be knocked out of it, a handful of different things. So.
Right. Hopefully we can get her fixed and get her back out here. Shout out to the fast team for always being here to help us out when we wreck the cars and crash and pop tires and what have you.
Does FAST stand for something? Is that an acronym?
I'm not sure what it stands for, to be honest with you. It must be some kind of acronym. But
we can make one up right now.
Fire and safety team.
Oh,
Okay,
that
that makes
makes
perfect
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
So shout out to them for always being out here helping us.
That's not as fun as
I
what
know
was
I
gonna
know
say.
they've pulled my car off a couple times, and shout out to you guys. Here on the weekend helping us out. Hopefully having a good time.
Maybe we could get the wave going in the pit grandstands?
Let's get the wave going. We
Let's
haven't
get
been
the
able to
wave
do it
going.
yet. Please help us out here.
I think
Come on,
we just need more people in the
let's
grandstands.
start it from the left to the right here.
You know what,
Our
if we-
left.
Whoever's in the pits right now, if you are not doing anything, why don't you not do something in the grandstands with us?
Yeah. Get the wave going. Let's go.
Right?
Start up the wave in the grandstands over there.
We got to tell them where to start it.
Directly across from the booth. Go from the left to the right.
That would be their right, our left.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Get it
oh,
going.
I'm seeing movement.
We have one person, two people.
Hey, that's all you need sometimes.
Come on, get it moving.
Yeah.
Don't be a trend
Oh, there we
follower,
go.
be a
We got 3,
trendsetter.
4, 5, 6 people doing it. Keep
is
it going. Send it back. Right to left. Almost. Oh, there we go. We got a bunch of people doing it now.
Let's go.
Come on. Get that whole grandstand going.
It's not embarrassing if everybody's doing it.
If everyone's doing it,
Yeah.
right. It's not embarrassing. Just keep going.
Yeah.
So as we take a look around here, see a lot of white space on the wall. If you would like to get your business advertised here at the Speedway, you can do that. There is all kinds of opportunity here for marketing and advertising. Please give us a call at the office or hit our Facebook page. Send us a message if it's something that you might be interested in. As we take a look at Montcalm and Steele getting ready to enter the track here for their battle. So two different mishaps in our previous two battles that we're going to have to see some more action from those guys, but in the meantime going to move onward and forward.
So Matt McCallion with that Turbo K24 car. So very interesting seeing a Honda engine and a Z chassis. You know, most people are just LS swapping them, but Matt is different. We like Matt for that. Definitely super cool to see the K Series making a name for itself in motorsports. You know, I know it's definitely a superior engine, making good power with those Hondas.
Yeah.
No joke.
Shouts out to Adam Heisman. It looks like your mommy's in the chat and being very supportive. Love to see it. If you are driving this event, take your mom, take your dad, take your aunt, take your cousin. Get him in the chat. Get him to support you. Why not, right? Come on, comments on stuff all the time. It's great.
That's great. That's important, man.
Yeah.
It's important to have. It's important to have a good family, you know. Matt McCallion and his 350Z, and Mike Steele and his Nissan S14.
Great liveries.
5.3 power, K24 power.
Yeah, great liveries.
Can't wait to see it. It's going to be an awesome battle between the two.
And two absolute shredders nonetheless. Lights on, lights out.
Great drivers.
Montcalm through the chicane into outside zone number 1. Mike Steele initiates right on Matt's door.
Look at that.
Look at Steele pouring on the proximity here through the inside clip. Absolutely beautiful lead run so far for Montcalm, and Mike Steele letting him know that LS power is in his driver window.
Wow.
Very tight.
Wow.
I'd say that was a textbook run. That was incredible. Great
That's
run.
like a
by
final.
both
That's
drivers.
a final battle.
That 110%.
Yeah.
110%.
You're getting the best part of the show early.
That
This is
was
crazy.
awesome. Very good run by both drivers. That's what we love to see.
Let them hear you in the pit grandstands
Yeah,
as
let's
they go
give it
by.
up for
Let them
these
know that
boys.
they're putting on a show
That
for you
was-
here today.
If you're not going to do the wave, at least give us, give us some screams, some claps, something.
No, that was very professional from both drivers. Being in the lead, if you think you can't hear or see the guy behind you, you're crazy, because you're going to notice at some point in time. And they were just painting doors, and that's what you want to see, especially at this level. Like that's what an absolutely incredible run.
Right, like I said, textbook run. I mean, if you're getting that close, I'm so excited to see Mike Steele lead and Matt McCallion chase. I mean, if they could put on another run like that, good luck to the judges. I don't know how they're going to do it.
And that's kind of what separates at this level is, guys that can do that kind of run with that kind of proximity over and over through the bracket are really going to make their way towards the top of the bracket comparatively.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and consistency is so key too, right? Like you didn't see any diving, you didn't see him, cutting in or out to pick it up. It was just nope, plant the car and go. No hesitation either. So
Right. Extremely dialed in.
yeah, excited to see what happens now that we're swapping them up. So it's gonna put Mike Steele up front.
Mike Steele into outside zone number 1 initiates a little bit shallow on angle, but right up against the wall. Gonna push him out a little bit wide, tightens it back up, punches the center clip, the inner clip. Outside zone number 2, Montcalm, a lack thereof of proximity from Montcalm. That's a horsepower deficit here, but a really nice lead run from Mike Steele to get chase 2. So we'll see how that plays out. Lead for lead, chase for chase here. Tough battle.
I was kind of surprised to see that that Matt was that far behind. Just being that I know that K24 makes some serious power. Not sure if that was the issue where it was completely different horsepower numbers and Mike Steele was just able to boogie and take off on him or what. But
Yeah, I'd be curious how much horsepower that K24 is taking out. But
yeah, it would be kind of nice to know all the horsepower ratings so that way we can kind of
But yeah, Matt, it just looked like Matt, was struggling a little bit to keep up. Could there be an issue with the car? Possibly, because it seemed like he had more angle in the lead. It could also just be the nerves of it, right? You've put down a good lead, and you got to follow it up with a good chase. But looks like our results are in, and Mike Steele is going to be moving on. Montcalm, though, I mean, awesome platform. Love seeing different engines as an engine swap guy myself. Like, anytime you're going to put something weird in something, I'm here for it.
110%. Always cool to see stuff like that. So it looks like we've got the boys back out here with the LS E30 and the vet. Aaron Spiegel back out.
Yeah, this is the second
Sampson.
leg of their battle for everybody watching at home, so you don't get confused here. Mike Sampson did call that competition timeout, so Mike was able to make some amends to his vehicle. Aaron in that Corvette and able to touch the car during that competition timeout because he did not call it.
All right, well, let's see how this shakes out now. Yeah, both LSs, right? So horsepower-wise should be good. If there is a smaller wheelbase there in the BMW, which it does look that way,
110%.
car's going to be a little bit snappier.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, Mr. Small Wheelbase guy, but see how this run goes.
Aaron initiates right on the wall, pouring the smoke heavy on the loud pedal in that purple Corvette, right through the inner clip. Mike Sampson, lack thereof proximity into outside zone number 2, comes up just a little bit short. Aaron outside zone number 3. Aaron really got that thing dialed in here for the second leg of the battle.
So going back to the first battle, we had basically an inactive chase, 0 out. There might have been a straightening in the lead. Not entirely sure, but from this battle's perspective, it's pretty clear what we're going to have to go back and figure out is what the first set of trends look like, how that's going to affect you.
Yeah, 110%. Really cool to see Aaron Spiegel getting that car dialed in. Lots of limiter on that lap for sure there.
Yeah, there's some heavy left foot to keep the tires lit up. But yeah, great job. I mean, great job in the lead. Corvettes look so natural at drifting. Like there's no effort. But yeah, the BMW was a little bit further behind, was cutting a lot of places. So it's going to more or less come down to how the judges interpret that first run.
Decision is in. Aaron Spiegel gonna.
Oh, it is unanimous. Okay.
Unanimous decision for Aaron Spiegel.
I'm gonna fire the interns.
He will advance over Mike Sampson.
All right, so it looks like next up we've got Chad Anderson in his 2002 325i with a 5.0 Coyote. Joining us from Westland, Michigan. Got all kinds of sponsors here. We got Silver Suspension, Relentless Drift, Showroom Shine, Tri-R Tooling, Taz Tires, Rhino Straps, Hawk Racing, and Nisses. Then we got Blake Doge joining us from Mansfield, Ohio. Nissan 240 Turbo LS. So this should be a really good run. The 5.0 Coyote versus Turbo LS.
And if you haven't seen Chad's build, you have to go over to his pit and check it out. It is absolutely gnarly. I talked about it during round 1. The dashboard in that car is a Shelby dashboard.
That thing boogies.
Oh, wow. Chad Anderson out front, basically gapping. Oh, man. It's going to be tough to pick it up, but it looks like our driver in the chase there throwing a little bit too much angle. Chad slowing up, though, going into 2. That is a spot that
Yes, like we discussed, if you're not on the chase driver or on the lead driver right into that first outer zone, very, very difficult to then recover to catch up, through the first touch and go there and through outer zone 2. If you're not right behind them, putting it on their door in that first outer zone, it's very, very difficult.
What might be interesting, though, is, we do have a Turbo LS in Blake's car, and Chad is running, I believe, an NA 5-liter.
Yes, yeah, naturally aspirated 5-liter.
Yeah, so this could get a little bit interesting here. Two very different driving styles. Blake a little bit more angle out there, a little more flicky and kind of floating out, whereas Chad is going more for that like higher level competition. I think this car is ready, and he is wanting to jump into Pro Spec right away with this vehicle. So
110%. I think the car is ready for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely looks like it's ready for it.
Yeah.
He's definitely dialed in with it. Very comfortable driving that car. So I think it'll show with our results here today.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Blake out of this yet though. So we'll see. Chad looks like he's jumping the light a little bit, but see how they go going in outer zone 1.
Blake initiates into outside zone 1, comes out a little bit early. You can see Chad laying down a nice chase here, a little bit conservative. Into outside zone number 2, big angle, and Blake is going to go around. No contact. So, going to make things a little bit spicy here.
So one thing we haven't really talked about today, Ben and Jacob, is how important it is for accident avoidance when you're out there tandeming. Not only is it important to know how to do it, but when to do it. So something that, a lot of people really don't touch on, but you got to think, when you're throwing your car super hard into the corner, you're topping out third gear, throwing it into the corner, and you're trying to chase the person ahead of you, you really have to anticipate what their moves are going to be, so that way if you have to, rip the e-brake, spin the rear end of the car around, whatever you have to do to avoid an accident. And they showed that, they did a great job of that right there. Chad Anderson avoiding, possibly taking Blake's front end off there. So really good accident avoidance and great driving by both drivers.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean just hitting the loud pedal and throwing smoke up, because sometimes that can make things way worse. You're going to blind everyone behind you. It's not always the best idea, but obviously, keeping the cars apart is the main thing you're aiming for when you know you're going to spin it out. We just get a pizza delivery? I mean, someone got a pizza delivery. Oh, no, there's syrup. Okay.
Decision is in between Anderson and Doge. Unanimous decision. Chad Anderson will advance.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. I mean, obviously Doge spinning out makes life a little bit easier for the judges, so never want to see it, never want to win that way, but consistency. What do they say? In order to finish first you have to finish?
Sure.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, why not?
Wait,
First
did
time
you
I ever
just
heard
say
that
if
one.
you ain't first, you're last?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, okay.
So next up, we've got Kevin Ferraro in his 328 IS Turbo M52. Looks like his sponsor is me, so that's awesome. Good, always good to sponsor yourself.
Hang on. You're throwing around sponsorship dollars now?
No, not me.
You said me.
Me is in him.
No, that's him.
Me is in him as in you.
Why isn't the sponsor he?
Yeah. Who's on third?
Exactly.
Kevin Ferraro in the lead. Initiates into outside zone 1, a little bit shallow of the zone. Fills it nicely coming out into the inner clip. Punches the inner clip. Ryan Reese.
Whoa.
Oh, big angle from Reese. Going to stall up and straighten.
Yeah, I think it'll be imperative to see the replay on this one for the judges to make a decision there.
And see if there was anything funny from Kevin. I didn't really think so as I watched it.
Yeah.
But
You never know,
let's take a look here at the
Replay's
replay.
up on the screen. Let's see it. There we go.
So Kevin out front, getting up to the wall. It looks like he got up there a little bit late. And this is where we're going to have to take a look. So both fairly, well, I wouldn't say wide to that point, but that wasn't independent in the chase.
Now Kevin was wide through outside zone 2 though. It looked like maybe both rear tires outside of outside zone 2 for Kevin.
Yeah.
In the replay. So definitely a dicey first run there, and not very characteristic of Kevin to do something like that, nor of Ryan, to get in that position either.
Got to say though, that chaser looks incredible.
Yes, it does.
Such good-looking cars.
Run number 2, Reese out front. He's right up against the big bank wall, coming down off the banking towards the inner clip. Kevin right on his door into outside zone number 2, closing in on the proximity, dumping the angle to it. Big throttle here for Kevin into outside zone number 3. sticking it to the door of Ryan.
That looked great.
Yeah.
That really did look good.
Yeah, he did
Awesome
exactly
driving.
what he needed to
Both
do.
drivers, phenomenal job.
Yeah, it's such a fine line because like you're gonna know the guy behind you's going to or at least have an error, but you have to decide how hard you want to chase, right? You don't want to get into an active chase, and this is pretty textbook as to what you should be doing. So making sure you're filling the zones, leaving a car's gap in between. If the guy already had an issue in the chase, maybe there's a mechanical going on. He might do something unpredictable. But no, that chase run was phenomenal given basically the information he had going into it.
Yeah, 110%. I'd have to agree with you there. As you can see in the replay, I mean, just absolutely, what you would say a textbook run for both drivers. And it looks like we've got a unanimous decision for Kevin Ferraro winning that round there.
I really wanted to see that chase move on. I mean, obviously partial to the Canadians, but outside of that, just a phenomenal look.
So up next, we're going to see Casey Rodriguez and his Yeet Fleet LS-powered 350Z, and Tony Schmidt and his Harley Quinn C5.
Both drivers with NASCAR-ready names. I don't know if you noticed that, but Casey Rodriguez
Definitely
and
NASCAR
Tony
ready
Schmidt,
names.
Yeah,
They're ready. They're ready for the big
100%,
leagues.
Yeah. The only thing that would make it better is if they had two first names. You know what I mean? Like if it was Matt Mark, like that's a NASCAR name.
110%. It's super common too. It's so strange, Very strange.
Jimmy Johnson,
Oh, yeah.
Tony Stewart.
yeah, dude.
Casey Rodriguez in the lead. Tony Schmidt and Chase. Casey initiates. He's short of outside zone number 1. Has a big checkup trying to left foot break into outside zone 1. Both go nice and tight through the inner clip. Tony throwing it down here to Casey's door through outside zone number 2. Casey with a good lead. A little bit of waiver in outside zone number 1, and Tony losing the proximity coming out of outside zone number 3. So interesting waiver there from Casey.
Yeah, it really was just outside zone 1 where we saw the major mistake, and Tony kind of had to decide how he was going to make up for it and where he could get it. So checking out the replay now, you can see how far back Tony is. That was kind of the first mistake. Thought he could throttle in to catch up, but Casey ran a shallower line, making it tough, and you can see Tony wanting to dive in, hesitating a little bit, trying to figure, okay, when's my moment? This should be the section where you try and make up for it. Same thing, a little bit shallow. Casey at this point is basically on rails. He knows where he's got to go. And with this layout especially, if you make a mistake coming out of 1, you have one opportunity to try and catch up, and that's going into outside zone 2. If you miss that, it's basically game over for the run.
Yeah, it's definitely game over. I think it's like 95% probability that it's not going to happen if you don't get him in outer zone 1 or in that first little touch and go there, inner clipping zone.
Yeah, I mean we always talk about it. If you don't start your run well, it's really going to impact you moving forward. Lights on, lights out. Tony Schmidt, the roles are reversed. Schmidt in the lead, Rodriguez in chase. Tony initiates. Coming up shy of outside zone number 1, pretty similar to what Casey did in his lead. Really nice job through the inner clip. Casey closing in the proximity. Contact!
No, it looks like there is no contact. It looks like they might have just stopped the time. It looks like Casey Rodriguez might have just held on to it and did not hit that Corvette.
That's what we were talking
That
about.
was tight. Accident avoidance. I mean, phenomenal job on that accident avoidance there. It doesn't look like they hit. Although he is, feeling out the car to see if anything may have happened.
I think that there was a light hit.
We'll have to see it in the replay here because it really didn't look like they did. It looked like it was super tight.
And not to say that there was contact that caused the incident either. Just incidental contact after the fact.
Right.
So let's see here.
Good clarification.
As Tony goes through the inner clip into outside zone 2. Big angle, open around, and just a little
Might have just been a
bit of
little
contact.
smooch there. No big deal. It looked like tire and tire almost with how it bounced off there. So hopefully no damage to either of the cars.
We're seeing guys struggle through there, and I was speaking with a couple drivers last night and just recommending, like, as much as there's a decel there, just because there's a decel doesn't mean you come off throttle all the way. And a lot of guys are coming through that inner clip. They're lifting off throttle in transition and then trying to get back on, either getting on too late or there's too much momentum, and that's what's causing them to spin. So if you are listening, if you're here at the track with us now, or you're wondering why that's maybe happening to you at home, try just stand in the throttle and use your angle to check up in that area. Right? You're coming off at a lot of speed coming out of inner one before you go to outer two. So, not that I am a drifting instructor, but I mentioned to a couple drivers last night, and it seemed to work.
So I will say, when we were out there driving last night, and looks like we got a unanimous decision for Casey Rodriguez winning. So I will say, last night when we were driving, it was third gear in that first bank there, and then into that, touch and go there. We pretty much are off throttle, like in my car. It looked like it for a lot of other cars too. So, maybe if I had more angle, it would be a lot more easier to scrub the speed there. But I definitely understand what you're saying. These competition cars do have the capabilities of scrubbing speed with all of that angle. So it is something that they should, utilize.
And we got a Mustang on Mustang battle, Adam Heisman and Taylor Braun. Adam in the red, Taylor in the black and green? Green, yeah.
Adam Heisman laying down an awesome.
Look at that smoke.
Yeah, that was incredible on Arizona 1 there. Lots of smoke into the
Huge
touch and go.
Taylor
Lots
Braun,
of angle.
He's in this story, though.
Oh, yeah, he's keeping up with them.
Yeah.
Let's see how they hit Arizona 3 here. A little bit of gap there. Lots of tire smoke out of that red Mustang, man. I tell you what, just like I said last time, that car is super, super dialed in. Adam Heisman, incredible driver. But Taylor Braun really doing a good job keeping up with him. I assume there's probably another, big difference in horsepower between those two cars.
I don't know. Taylor is telling us 300 horsepower.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying.
Who knows? Who knows?
I believe the caveat was, though, it had to be 40 degrees. We have to be at sea level. And there's only one gas station he's able to use, but it's 300 horsepower.
That's right. There we go.
So I got to say, as
premium 93.
we watched through the replay here on the live stream, I like to call what Heisman's doing here set it and forget it. He just points that thing, hammers it back to the throttle, pours the angle to it, and powers right off of the angle. And it's, very consistent every time that Adam comes out. So see what T. Braun can do here in the lead.
T. Braun. Love it. Yeah, the car boogies, he's got it set up well. It's not like he was completely out of the chase. So, It'll be very interesting. I want to see if Adam can hold it back. That car's making a lot of smoke, so we're seeing a lot of wheel speed. A decent amount of grip. It's not like he's gripped up like crazy, but you're still got to hold the car back. So see how this goes going into initiation.
Taylor initiates into outside zone number 1. Nice line through there, not quite as high as what Heisman did in his lead. Carrying a lot of momentum. Heisman trying to close in the proximity into outside zone number 2. He does just that. Being safe, calm, and consistent here in the chase position. Taylor throwing a beautiful lead for him to chase as Heisman just pours it
Excellent
on.
run by both drivers. Let's give it up for these
Put
boys.
your hands together for Taylor Braun and Adam Heisman.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Taylor basically looked like he went to the school of Chelsea to know for driving the Mustang. Because if you watch the Norfa style in a similar chassis, he's not going for a ton of angle. He's not going for a ton of tire smoke. Just get around the track, fill the zones, and that's what Taylor did. But that also means that Adam Heisman had an amazing follow. So if we back here to the replay, you can just see Heisman having to hold the car back a little bit, but he's still making a ton of smoke. It's not like he's just, kind of pointing it and coasting. Taylor Braun filling all the zones. It was a great lead. This is not an easy call by any means. So good luck to the judges on this one, but shouts out to both these amazing drivers for putting on a show.
Definitely cool to see a Mustang on Mustang battle here. So it looks like after the judges give us our answer here for who will advance, we are going to take a small break here.
So yeah, this is your warning now to make the run to the kitchen, grab the snacks, or back to the trailer, and then come back to the stands. What are you getting for a snack?
I don't know. I feel like if I leave, it'll be I won't have no time. Oh, it looks like we've got one more time, and then it looks like Maybach and Kelly for Adam Heisman. So Adam Heisman will advance to the next round.
Yeah, and Taylor cannot be upset going out that way. He put on an amazing battle. One of the judges already called it one more time. He's down probably 200 horsepower over the other guy. So, is what it is. But, great job to Adam Heisman on that one.
Grab
there
your
he goes.
popcorn, grab your beer, grab your pop, grab your honey, slide her on over, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a word from our presenting sponsors.
Ultimate lubricant. Moty's.
Hey guys, Jeff Jones here. I'm Dylan Hughes.
I'm Travis Reeder.
I'm Ken Gusick.
I'm Matt Field. I drive Link.
They are the most reliable ECU around, and they always deliver.
Their global tech support gives me the advice I need every time I need it.
Their products are super easy to install and easy to set up for the performance that I want.
They stand behind their products and support their customers.
They're always innovating and delivering great new products and performance features.
I drive
Link.
Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. Rain or shine, it's the return of Crash-A-Rama, featuring school bus figure 8 racing, a wild and wacky boat and camper trailer race, flagpole racing, the unpredictable skid cars, the chain race, a fan burnout contest, a woman's minivan demo derby, and for the first time ever, the Bone Shaker jet-powered semi. Then we'll cap off the night with a huge fireworks display. Gates open at 5 p.m., the destruction starts at 7. But get there early for free rides and a real race bus. Kids 3 and under and parking are free. Crash-A-Rama, Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. It's the wildest show on wheels, and you got a
Welcome back to beautiful Northeast Pennsylvania. We're at Lake Erie Speedway for round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series presented by Moty's. Big shout out here to Formula Drift for sanctioning the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series, as well as Link ECU for their support. In the top 3 finishers will be receiving a Link ECU at the end of the series. So thank you to all those guys for making this possible for us for Drift PA, Ohio, New York, and the Speedway.
So a little bit of an update for one of our earlier battles, and please correct me if I get this wrong, but there was that incident between Theon Nelson and Elliott Rose. Elliott, I believe, was deemed at fault for that. Yep. Okay. But Nelson was not able to get the car repaired in time. So what that means is Mike Steele, who's in the brackets below them, is going to get a bye into the next round automatically. So it's not what, it's not how you want to do this. Like, nobody wants to win that way. But this also talks about the part of drifting in competition that is off the track, and that is making sure your equipment is ready, that you can do these repairs. Like, everybody's got that same 5-minute or 10-minute. It would probably be a 10-minute in this case, where he could call his extra 5. But yeah, you need to have all this equipment ready to go. So it looks like we're just relining the track here now, throwing down a bit more paint. I was shocked to find out that Formula Drift uses a lot of flour, believe it or not, in places they can't have paint.
Yeah, it's, we've used flour quite a bit here at the Speedway as well. It's kind of funny how well it works when it gets kind of, nasty, humid outside and it gets stuck. Yeah, it gets stuck in the surface. So, it's actually kind of crazy how well flour does work.
Do you use bread flour or all-purpose?
I did not buy said flour.
All purpose from Walmart, I think, is what we use.
Great value.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, while we got a second of downtime here, again, want to give a shout out if you're watching the live stream from home. Give the stream a share, tag a friend that needs to be watching. You can follow the Speedway on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Lake Erie Speedway. You can also find Drift PA Ohio New York on Facebook to stay in touch with what's going on drift event-wise here at the Speedway. Also, I would tell you to head on over to the Lake Erie Speedway website. Check out the event schedule. We have an event for everybody. If you've been watching the stream, you can see here we have the drone over the pits, as the pits are even more full than they were yesterday.
It's crazy.
As we head back over to the track. But you can see some dirt on the surface of the Speedway. We had a rodeo a couple weeks ago. We have Crash-Rama, which is basically all-out carnage, destruction, and even a wine festival here at the Speedway. So if you can think of we probably do it here at the Speedway, and we have the event for you. So head on over to the website, check out the event schedule, and get your tickets now.
You drink wine, Ben?
I don't really drink wine. I'm a good old classic American beer drinking machine, baby.
Okay. How about you, Jacob?
I'm a rum guy. Look, I even got a tiki drink.
Oh, there we
so,
go.
yeah.
Okay. I prefer white wine.
I
can't do the red wine. Can't do the red wine. It's just, I don't know, not for me. They say it goes great with macaroni, stuff like that. I just can't do it. But Riesling, I'm more of a Riesling kind of guy, fruity wine.
Well, let's get the live stream spiced up. So I know everybody in the pits right now. Hopefully they can hear me. I know we had some issues a little bit earlier. But let's just jump into the live stream. Ask some questions. You guys have any questions about FD or anything with the Formula Drift podcast? Drop them in there. Maybe I'll answer a few throughout the live stream. Gets everybody on there interacting,
yeah,
asking
for sure.
some questions.
So we take a look at the bracket here. Getting into the grade 8 here, we're going to see Alan Boss and Aaron Spiegel on the left side of the bracket there. You can see Theon Nelson advanced, but again, unable to fix his car, so Mike Steele will have a buy run after this run. Chad Anderson and Ferraro on the right side of the bracket, with Rodriguez and Heisman going to be the last battle of the grade 8. So action-packed grade 8 with some really, really good skill here to look forward to.
Speaking of Canadians earlier, we got a few of them making the hike up here into the grandstands. Shouts out to Andrew Shorkey, who is what did he take, second last year in the ProAm series?
Yep, second place last year in the series.
So he did get his license to go into the big show, which I am very actively waiting for that to happen. No pressure or anything, dude. But
yeah, hurry up, man.
yeah,
We want to see
let's
it.
Go. No, I think it makes sense. If you get that license to take a bit of time, I would say take a season to just go and drive and make sure you've got everything ready to go. Take the time to practice. I would say Shorkey is probably one of the most practiced guys out here. That dude just, all he does is
Super
drive.
consistent.
Yeah.
Super consistent. Every time he's out on the track, lays down awesome laps.
Yeah. Yeah, great guy to watch. He sits so close to the steering wheel, too. I call it T-Rex arms. All right.
Our first battle of the grade 8 is underway. Alan Boss in lead, Aaron Spiegel in chase.
Whoa.
Alan initiates right against the wall. Aaron way, way behind here.
Yeah, we had a failure to launch there.
Into the inner clip. Alan throwing down the solid lead run. So it's going to be interesting here to see. Probably going to see a pretty conservative chase run here from Alan on the second half of this battle.
Once we get back to that, I want to see what happens with Spiegel, whether he just didn't initiate. Switch over to our drone here. Oh, you got multi-view and everything. Damn. So you can see, yeah, the drone didn't quite capture it, but I don't think he initiated by the proper point. So
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
And that's what those cones are there for. If you're watching at home and you're not a big drift fan and you don't quite understand how some of that stuff works, that's exactly what those are there for. Have to be initiated by that third cone. So see what happens here on the second run, but I would imagine Alan's probably going to want to be, consistent and close, but going to be playing it safe here on this chase run.
all right. Looks like Allen jumping the light a little bit. A little bit of a tactic. As we get into that first zone, is he going to initiate in time? It looks like it. Big swing. Oh! Into the wall. Oh, man. Nothing better than borrowing a buddy's car and throwing her into the wall. Wow. Hopefully
Big
he's all right.
contact.
That was
Big
contact.
contact.
Hopefully everything's... Wow.
Grab walking,
That-
dude.
You know what?
Massive angle.
That is impressive. Oh, not the cone. Not the cone. Well, it seems to be trying to realign itself. That is the first self-alignment kit I've ever seen.
Heavy rear end damage.
Yeah.
I will say it is pretty savage that he's just driving it straight off, too.
I mean, the damage is done. So I see why not. Let's not slow
I
down
don't
the
know how
show.
much more he's going to be driving, though. It looks like he's at a
Wow.
complete stop now. You think we get the drone on the driver's side?
Yeah, let's see. Let's watch this instant replay here. Big swing out. Goes to in and just taps. Oh, it's the 1-2.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Classic
The 1-2 is
1-2.
always the worst.
Classic 1-2.
Always the worst.
The backy and then the fronty. No bueno. Speaking of bueno, Ben Bruno, already in the comments here. Where are you guys watching from? Jump in here. Who do you want to win? Where are you watching from? I'm very curious to see where everybody is. If you are in the grandstands and you are watching on your phone as well, be very specific. What row and approximate seat number?
Yeah, don't be shy.
That was a lot of
oh,
damage.
man.
Oh,
You can see on the
wow.
drone shot here. I mean, that is some wicked damage to that
Don't even
car.
look at it. Don't look at it.
Yeah, just
it's like
stay
when
in
you
it.
cut yourself. If you
Oh,
don't look at
my
it, it's not as bad.
goodness.
Yeah. Can we get a zoom in on his face when he sees it? We're getting reports. It is broken. Can confirm it is broken.
Definitely broken.
If you squint, it's mint.
Yeah. You know what? If you just tow in the other side to match, it's just going to be gripped up like crazy. So I say just weld her in place and send it. But yeah, that does suck. I mean, we're only laughing and making jokes because in times like these, that's about all you get.
Well, we've all been there. I mean, I know me and Ben have. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've
Definitely
wrecked your,
been there
your
at
handful of cars.
least twice.
I mean, I feel like if we haven't been there, it probably wouldn't be so nice to laugh. But you know,
As terrible as it sounds, though, when you have that first big hit with a car, everything, all your driving afterwards is a little better.
110%.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, cool, I've gotten it out of the way. This
Right.
is the worst it's going to be. It kind of reminds me, do you see the in-car? I guess we should talk about the actual battle here, but Boss does take the win here. I think that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah. Yep.
But, yeah, speaking
Unfortunate
of hard hits,
circumstances, though.
did you see the in-car of Chelsea Denofa in Orlando and the first things he said to himself?
I did not.
So
I did not.
he hits the wall. I think it was the Kazuya Taguchi. And he says, hits the wall, and he goes, okay, I'm okay. I got a helmet on. And it just shows, like, even at that level, like, those hits are scary, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing, you know. I think if you get in a situation like that and the next time you hop in the car and you're thinking, boy, you know, I can't put the car there or I can't be putting myself in that position, you know, you probably are in the wrong sport because you're going to have to get back out there and throw that car in the same position with confidence knowing that you're going to stick it next time. So
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get the crashes out of the way. So
shout out to 454 Media jumping into the live stream. Appreciate you joining us on the live stream, Gary.
And I guess shouts out to all the media peeps out there. If anybody didn't know, that's how I got my start. My boy Gage is out there somewhere. He should be. Better be. Hopefully he's working right now. But, yeah, shouts out to all the media people. If you do get their content, please tag them in it. That's like as a bare minimum. I mean, maybe throw them a sandwich, a drink, something like that. They do work hard to make sure that you guys get a little bit more famous every day.
I do feel like that is a big thing that we should touch upon. You know, the media is out here, most of them doing it for free. You know, if you're getting sick photos of your car, these people are out here, you know, spending hours and hours and hours of their time, you know, doing this to get their name out there. You know, make sure you're sharing their stuff. Make sure you're mentioning their name. Make sure you're, you know, shoot them a message. Just say, hey, you know, I really appreciate it because you documented what I did at this event. Now I have these photos for years to come, and I could, you know, show my buddies and, you know, brag about how cool my car looks, and here's what I did this weekend. I mean, without them, you wouldn't have that. So really huge props to all the media people out there. Thanks, guys.
Nothing else, just grab 'em a drink, grab 'em a water.
Yeah,
They're walking by the pits. Hey, do you need a water? Real
Right,
quick.
yeah, 110%.
And I guarantee they'll take pictures of your car more.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
give them
Yeah, hey, if you
They're open to
bribe them, it
bribes,
works
yeah.
even better. Right.
Little known fact about media people, we are very open to bribes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, like, let alone them being out there working, I'm sure that you know, Jake, but, you know, there's a lot of time and skill that goes into, you know, editing, sorting through 3,000 pictures in one day, you know, all that different stuff. So when you see that stuff, if it's after the event and you're getting a full quality photo from a media person, throw them a couple bucks too. You know, they have a lot of time and money wrapped up in their equipment and their skills. So take care of those guys. Take a quick second here. Give a quick shout out to the Rusty Wheel. If you're hungry, make sure that you stop by the Rusty Wheel. Grab yourself a drifter, my personal favorite. There's a ton of really other good options over there. The chicken
waffle sandwich. The
Yeah,
chicken waffle
phenomenal.
sandwich
Jeez, okay.
is out of this
Phenomenal.
world, okay? If you haven't had it, go over and have it. I mean, I don't know what they put on it, but I'll tell you what, it is phenomenal. I get it every time I'm here for an Erie event. Another thing they sell is ice. So if you're running out of ice in your cooler, you know, if you want your beer to be ice cold later, make sure you're, make sure you're going over there getting some ice, throwing it in the cooler. Keep your waters nice and cold.
Your waters?
Oh yeah, the waters.
The waters.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes I forget you're from New York. and then
The Long Island's coming out, you know.
Yeah.
The water, the coffee, all that stuff.
Coffee.
The dog, walk your dog.
You gotta put a quarter in the meter.
Yeah, no, it's
men
listen, we're
go
not
into
not
water.
from
One
Boston,
man
Long
come
Island,
out of
two different
water.
things.
Shark in water.
Good question. What color beanie? This is the class. I am currently wearing the classic. Not the original. The original is now framed and on my wall in my office.
Wow,
Yeah.
big deal over here,
I know.
Mr. Beanie Man.
I know.
It's teal, I guess, right?
is teal.
Yeah,
It's-
it's a teal beanie. It's a
Well, I
net-
mean,
net
it's taken
beanie,
the
you know?
FD world by storm.
It is crazy.
Mike Steele going on his buy run.
Let's see it. Put on a show.
Oh
Little bit of
yeah.
left foot brake there. So if you are watching at home, you're wondering, when we talk about left foot braking, it literally means using your left foot to hold the car back. You know, most of these cars have more bias to the front in their brake pedals, so I've seen it as high as. The reason why so it allows you to keep adding more wheel speed within the car shooting back. Can you do a lot with the left foot braking, Brian, or?
It honestly depends on the scenario. I found myself doing it quite a bit last night when I was in tandem with a couple of the boys. Typically, if I'm running a lap by myself, not something I really do unless I'm trying to follow the zones out here, like the big boys are out here. But definitely not as easy to follow these lines that these guys are running out here. I mean, this competitive driving, it's cool to come out and just do the course as you please. But when you have to put it in certain areas, it definitely makes it very difficult. So definitely fun for the grassroots guys to try to run the competition layout. But it's certainly not easy. I will give them that. It's very, very hard to maintain.
Brandon Howland joining us on the live stream from Girard, Pennsylvania. That's just on the far side of Erie. He's grinding it out at the laundromat. He says he'll be here later today. Everybody take the lead here.
Make sure to sort them whites and colors. Clothing.
Whoa! Hold on.
That's what.
Cut.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about. We're in 2023.
You don't want your white
Holy
shirts to be covered in
Toledo.
pink.
Chad Anderson in the lead. Kevin Ferraro in chase. Anderson a little bit shallow on angle into outside zone number one. Kevin pouring the proximity to that inner clip.
Oh.
Absolutely destroys the clip cone. Kevin painting his door now through outside zone number two and outside zone number three. Absolutely beautiful lead, beautiful chase. Lake Erie Speedway, put your hands together for Chad Anderson and Kevin Ferraro.
I did see Chad Anderson grip up a couple of times during that run, though. Not that he shot out of the zone, but you can see that he broke back.
Take a look at the replay here. Chad initiates a little bit shallow on angle. Kevin about a car length between them to the inner clip. Punches straight through back to the door on outside zone number two. And then this beautiful transition to outside three. You can see Chad maybe hanging a tire off of outside zone three. So we'll flip-flop them, load them, and shoot them back out.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to send them. Pole's lit up. Oh, a little bit of a jump.
A lot of guys
perhaps?
are doing it.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean
it could freak out the lead car.
Kevin initiates right against that wall, doing a beautiful job of filling outside zone 1. Chad going to try to suck up the proximity here. Big angle from Anderson in the chase, going to leave him a little bit short on outside zone 2. Kevin filling in nicely to outside zone 3, maybe even dropping a couple tires off as Chad Anderson applies the heat to Kevin Ferraro. Putting on a show for you fans here at Lake Erie Speedway. How about it? Kevin Ferraro and Chad Anderson.
yeah, that was a really solid lap, I'd have to say. You know, it got a little bit dicey there in the beginning. A little bit of a gap, but Chad Anderson throws it up pretty well.
Who in the grandstands wants to see that battle again?
I'm seeing some movement. I'm seeing some life out there. So look back through on this replay. You can see what Chad Anderson was doing there in the chase. Like, he's got an incredible ability to be able to beat that car. I mean, he's taking a bit of angle to keep that proximity, but I mean, it's one of those you have to decide which part of your line you're willing to give up. Do you give up a bit of line to get proximity? Do you give up some of the angle to get proximity? Or do you have good line and angle, but you don't have the proximity? So it's tough, and I think what's important too is playing to what the judges are asking for. The big thing that came up in one more time. We do have a one more time, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a unanimous decision for a one more time.
I'm okay with that. 2? All right. There we go. Now it's
Unanimous decision for one more time.
There we go.
Come on, Matt. So, action-packed battle there between Anderson and Ferraro. We get to see that show one more time, but until then, another great show here. Casey Rodriguez and Adam Heisman. These two absolutely throw it down every time they hit the track. Casey going to be in the lead. Heisman and Chase. Both of these guys, real similar driving styles, real heavy on angle and the loud pedal. So, going to be a fun one to watch here. And we're only in the grade 8, everybody. Lights come on, lights go out. Rodriguez through the chicane, heading to outside zone number 1, initiates. Heisman initiates right to the door, a little bit lower on the line, sucks out, right up on his door to the inner clip. A little bit of lack of proximity here, sucks it right back into outside zone number 2. Big angle from Heisman in chase. Rodriguez buttery smooth into outside zone number 3. Absolutely beautiful first run between these guys.
That was slick, man. That was a great lap.
Yeah, Casey Rodriguez really did an amazing job of filling out all the zones. But Heisman, I mean, he was able to kind of dip the car back in. I've seen a couple of spots when we watched the replay where he kind of set the angle and then have the car back into where it needed to be, which is not an easy thing to do, but it's a great way to keep proximity and your angle. So Rodriguez out front doing a good job. Heisman able to kind of reel it in. That's what I was talking about, where he'll fall back into the pocket. When they come through this inner clip, this is such a hard transition. They both timed it so well. Casey looked like he was just a touch shallow, was able to pull it back in. And then same thing through this transition. You can watch how Heisman basically just puts the car in the pocket and then starts to work his way back in to gain that proximity by the end of the run.
Going to have to be a great lead here for Heisman, and Casey is going to have to absolutely throw it down in the chase position here to really give that deciding nod here on this battle, I think. Both of these guys super consistent, super skilled, and know their cars inside and out. See what happens here on the second leg of this battle. Heisman and Rodriguez down into outside zone number 1. Heisman initiates right up against the bank wall, pouring the angle to it into the inner clip here. Rodriguez painting the door of Heisman now into outside zone number 2. Sucks it right in. A little bit narrow of outside zone number 2 in the chase from Rodriguez, but throwing the proximity to it. Great battle here between Rodriguez and Heisman, Lake Erie Speedway.
It's always good when all the production staff is clapping, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you know.
Yep. That's going to be a hard one for the judges.
Heisman was definitely slower, but way smoother in my opinion. A lot more consistent through his run.
Very consistent driver.
You know, it looks like Rodriguez has got the car gripped up just a little bit more. You can usually tell by the amount of tire smoke. So
now, is there a glaring mistake in one of these runs that points to a clear leader, or are we maybe going to see a one more time battle here in the Grade 8?
I'm hoping to see it one more time, but you know, it would be hard to say. You know, maybe the judges see something that we don't.
Yes,
obviously that's their specialty.
Oh, okay. We're getting results coming back in quick already. It looks like Kelly and Knapp both going for Heisman, and then a one more time. So it looks like Mr. Heisman is going to get it. I would say just how clean everything was. You know, Casey did have to scrub a little bit of angle here or there. And there's a huge factor when it comes to smoke. If you can get your car to smoke really well and keep that up, that, you know, subconsciously in the judge's mind may make them think, okay, he's doing a better job. So a lot more wheel speed on that Mustang.
Yeah, you know, the more throttle, the more angle, the smoother you are, the bigger that X factor becomes. You're absolutely right. And can really make a swaying decision for the judges potentially. So really tight battle there between Heisman and Casey, putting on the show for everybody watching at home and here at the Speedway. Again, if you're joining us on the live stream, let us know who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, and tag that friend that needs to not be missing out on the action. We're just getting our feet wet here in the Grade 8, and we're already seeing some finals battle, you know, quality runs here. So if your friends aren't watching, make sure you tag them and escape from that midday Saturday workday if you're grinding it out here this weekend.
Yeah, shouts out to everybody working on the weekend that are, you know, have got one AirPod in right now while they're wrenching away at something, or, you know, whatever you're up to. So really appreciate all the support. This is how these guys grow. And here's the cool thing too. If you watch a lot of drifting, getting to see people develop here and then watching them through the series is one of the coolest things ever. I mean, I was lucky enough to watch that with Riley Sexsmith and then eventually get to work with the team. But watching him compete in like a Pro-Am level and then go all the way into, you know, Pro 2 at the time. And, you know, I mean, there's some talks that he might be coming back. But, yeah, you know, any of these guys that are on the grid right now, you may be cheering for or watching up in Formula Drift in the next couple of years.
That would be super cool. I will say, you know, would be very, very cool to see one of these guys on TV, you know, hanging out at home, boom.
I mean,
somebody drove with the grassroots.
We got a local boy already.
Yeah, Danmo. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I mean, you can tell, like, how big that jump is. But we'll talk more about that later.
One more time battle between Anderson and Ferraro. Anderson initiates right against the wall, a little bit shallow on angle.
Lots of left foot braking in there.
Ferraro sucking up the proximity through the inner clip. They both kind of punch through there wide to outside zone 2. Ferraro throwing it to Anderson's door. Anderson with a very nice lead here through outside zone number 3. Picking up right where he left off on their first battle. Same with Kevin in that chase spot. Maybe a little bit less proximity here from Kevin in the chase compared to their first battle, but also a different lead that he's following. So, you know, everything gets a little bit different.
Yeah, we talked about this before with Anderson. Like that to me, looking at the build, watching the way he drives, that is somebody who is developing his abilities in the direction of going to Pro Spec. And you can see it with the driving. You know, it's a little bit maybe less angled than what you're going to see with some of the looser setup cars, but he's able to hold the car in. He's pumping out a ton of smoke, so he's got a decent amount of grip and the correct amount of wheel speed. But yeah, I mean, they're a lot harder to drive that way. They're so much harder to drive that way.
Yeah, when you have that much mechanical grip dialed in, whether it's in the front or the back of the car, I mean, imagine riding a 450R dirt bike and you're just holding on for dear life because that thing is just taking you along for the ride. Second leg of the Ferraro and Anderson battle. Kevin Ferraro now in the lead, initiates into outside zone 1, a little bit shallow of the zone on initiation, fills it nicely coming out to the inner clip. Anderson pouring on the proximity here into outside zone number 2. Aggressive dive from Anderson. Into outside zone 3, a beautiful lead here from Kevin. And an absolutely beautiful chase from Anderson. Put it together, Lake Erie Speedway. Kevin Ferraro and Chad Anderson throwing it down for a one more time battle.
Well, it did not make it any easier on those judges. Wow, both of these guys. This is one of those situations where I want both of them to move on because I want to see who else is going
110%.
Oh, man. That was great.
It's going to be hard for the judges.
Yeah, well, let's get back to the
hard one.
replay and see if we can find any mistakes because, I mean, if you can, you're doing a better job than I am. There's really only small things here or there.
I mean, just a little bit shallow of the zone.
Yeah.
In the lead for Kevin.
These transitions, though, are so nice. I mean, I guess a little bit wide there on the clip.
And Chad was a little bit wide in his lead as well.
Yeah, yeah. But, man, that's tough.
That last outer zone there was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. They really got it tight there.
I mean, personally, I would like to see that zone right up against the wall, but, you know, I'm here for it.
Looks like a unanimous decision for Anderson on that one.
No, that was a phenomenal drive from Chad Anderson. That being said, Kevin, dude, don't be hanging your head.
Hold 100%.
Yeah, hold your head up high. That was
100%. Great driving by both drivers.
I love your use of both 100% and 110%. That's how I know excited you are. 100% is agreeance, and 110 is like, okay, I'm
110
agreeing.
is ecstatic.
It's crazy.
Very, very happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll call you and I'll raise you one.
Yeah.
All right. Again, we're going to take a quick break here, moving in to our next battles. Grab your stuff, and we'll be right back.
Ultimate lubricant. Moty's.
Hey guys, Jeff Jones here.
I'm Dylan Hughes.
I'm Travis Reeder.
I'm Ken Gucci.
I'm Matt Field. I drive Link.
They are the most reliable EC around, and they always deliver.
Their global tech support gives me the advice I need every time I need it.
Their products are super easy to install and easy to set up for the performance that I want.
They stand behind their products and support their customers.
They're always innovating and delivering great new products and performance features.
I drive
Link.
Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. Rain or shine, it's the return of Crash-A-Rama. Featuring school bus figure 8 racing, a wild and wacky motor camper trailer race, flagpole races, the unpredictable skid cars, the chain race, a fan burnout contest, a woman's minivan demo derby, and for the first time ever, the Bone Shaker jet-powered semi. Then we'll cap off the night with a huge fireworks display. Gates open at 5 p.m., the destruction starts at 7. But get there early for free rides and a real race bus. Kids 3 and under and parking are free. Crash-A-Rama. Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. It's the wildest show on wheels, and you gotta be there.
And we're back here at Lake Erie Speedway. Fun fact for everybody listening at home: those Lake Erie Speedway commercials, a couple of them, I'm voicing those over, so I get to put on my big boy announcer voice.
You are a big deal.
Can I do a live tryout for the next voice actor?
Please do it. You got to get that raspy.
Lake Erie Speedway.
That sounds like you're promoting a surfing competition.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Gnarly
Chainsaws,
pounders,
fireballs,
man.
explosions. Lake Erie Speedway.
Gnarly pounders, man.
Put me in, Coach. Put me in.
All right. We'll get you in there. We'll record some this weekend. All right. Taking a look at this bracket, Boss and Steele. That is going to be phenomenal. And Anderson and Heisman, another great battle. man, like this is getting
It's gonna be wild.
crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna be wild. I'm really looking forward to these battles.
Okay, so we're just getting word in. That third place is going to be set based on qualifying score. We are we're running things a little bit longer than I think we were planned on because all these insane one more time battles. But once again, qualifying, that's people don't put enough weight on it.
That's just the way it is. All right, so if you're sitting at home, make sure you're watching. Hop on YouTube, get on the live stream. If you're not, hop on Facebook, get on that live stream.
Can we do like a heart dump if you're watching at home? Let's like start smashing that heart button or something.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's fill it.
Come on, let us know you're here.
Do we do hearts? Do we hundreds? What do you want? What do you want?
Hearts for sure.
All right,
Yeah,
hearts are
spread
great.
nothing but love. The
Alan
boys are
Boss
off.
and Mike Steele. Alan Boss initiates into outside zone number 1, right up against the wall, staying out there very wide into the inner clip. Mike Steele cutting that line quite a bit. Into outside zone number 2, switch back up the proximity. Great chase here. Now from Mike Steele, pouring it on.
Let's clap it up for these boys. And that was unbelievable. That was a phenomenal run.
Yeah,
I'd have to say 120% on that one, Jacob. Yeah, that was. I'm excited about that one. Yeah, we're going to be super amount of percentages. I mean, just out of control.
Good job on the selfie, boys.
The second leg of this one is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh man, this is what I'm talking about. Like these guys at this point, a bit more horsepower, some 255. They're ready. They're ready in my mind. I mean, it is a huge jump into pro spec, but this consistency, this proximity, and just overall driving. I mean, there are so many phenomenal drivers that are going to come out of this racetrack. I'm calling it right now. We talk about things like Lone Star. I think Lake Erie Speedway in the next couple of years will be held to that same standard.
I agree 100%. Let's see these boys lay it down.
All right, Steele out front.
Allen pouring the angle to it in the chase position, trying to gain proximity through the inner clip. Into outside zone 2, he does just that. Nearly some contact in transition. Outside zone number 3, loses some of the proximity, knocking that angle very well. So we'll see what happens here. The chase positions both had some room for improvement. Both leads looked pretty darn solid. Yeah,
this is just going to be tough. And this is where the judges are going to start looking at, small details. Okay, were they out of zone 1 by 25% or 50% or 110% that Braun was judging? And then you start to add up all these small mistakes all the way through, and that's what it comes down to. It's not going to be a glaring problem anymore. We're going to be really splitting hairs. So as the judges go through the replay, you guys sitting at home, I mean, that's what you have to start looking at this point is it's not whether or not they filled the zone, it's how much of the zone did they fill. Because on most of these runs, that's what they're doing. So,
yeah, and the longer we go, probably going to start to see more of, almost too much perfection.
Yeah.
Decisions in. Alan Boss will advance over Mike Steele.
Yeah.
So
looked like a unanimous decision for Boss there.
So Mike Steele qualified 12th. I'm just going through looking at our third and our fourth. And Chad Anderson was second, and Heisman was sixth. So it doesn't look like Steele is going to be on the podium today, unfortunately. He's probably going to be taken out fourth.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like.
Yeah.
And since you mentioned that, it's actually something that I talked about in the live stream at the end of the live stream of qualifying yesterday was that some of these guys that, finish on the podium consistently were mid-pack qualifiers, and we're going to see some really good battles early on, and that's exactly what we got here today. We're thinning the herd. We're leaving the best of the best to make a decision here. We're going to find out who's going to be battling Alan Boss to take the number 1 podium spot here this weekend for round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series.
I've been looking forward to this one. Anderson and Heisman is going to be a really, really, really good battle, I think.
Yeah. two cars with a ton of wheel speed and a lot of grip.
Good lead so far for Chad Anderson. Heisman, a little bit of lack of proximity, sucks it up into outside zone 2. Big snap.
That was tight.
Oh, buddy.
Chad Anderson did a really good job on it. It was a fast transition, and I think that's what maybe messed Heisman up, is he was not ready for the speed.
I think it just stunned him. You know, a lot of people are going slow in that transition, and to see someone snap it that hard, I think it was just like, whoa.
Spooked him.
Yeah, like what the heck is going on here?
Well, it's tough too, especially, you know, depending on if he's watching and seeing what Anderson did previously, you may not be ready for it.
Yeah,
But
let's see here on the replay.
yeah, coming through that clip, and let's just watch this transition. Wow, that was fast by Anderson. Yeah, I really think that's all it was. It looked like he kept in throttle that whole time. I mean, he was listening to the live stream a little, and Heisman just could not match that. So, you know, for everybody that's real diehard, they're gonna be, oh, you know, people playing games. This is not games. This is how you drive. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and you touched on it a little bit earlier about, you know, the way to get through outside zone number 2. It's almost like that was exactly how you'd like to see it done.
Yeah.
And maybe just from the past couple battles, you know, from people kind of losing a lot of momentum in there, that Heisman had got used to that and wasn't really ready for that. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, anything can happen, though. This, you know, Heisman can throw up a big smoke screen, and Anderson could have the exact same thing happen to him. So, and oftentimes when you're behind on a battle, you've got nothing to lose at that point, right? And what do they say? The most dangerous person is someone with nothing to lose.
110%.
110%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would love a count of how many times you said 110% by the time this is over.
If someone has been counted, put it down in the comments.
Yeah. Everyone,
take note.
Take note. Or a drink. But let's see what happens here. Heisman out front.
Heisman, good initiation, heavy on the left foot brake. You can see the smoke coming off of that front wheel. Anderson throwing it down on the chase run here. Figured probably would have seen a little bit more of the chase run. In the chase position. Oh, man.
This is going to be interesting. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh, with the spin on the first one, you don't want to end up putting yourself in a position where you're going to run into something like that. And Anderson found himself right in that position.
Man, I love that Mustang, man. I'll tell you what, after the last round, I seriously went home and started looking at Mustangs on Marketplace. I was like, man, that thing just absolutely rips. I got to hook up with him and figure out what he's got going on with that car.
So here's where things get interesting, is where are they zeroed? So depending on how this is written in the rule book locally, it could be one of those where, depending on how far down the track you made it, that zero could play into effect, or they wash the whole run. Now we go lead to lead. So you're talking about two very different leads, one that was a little bit faster and a little bit more gripped up, and another one that was, maybe a slower but smoother. So this is where some of the judges' interpretation and own preferences can get into it a little bit. So, we definitely, judges are as far as they can be non-biased, but everyone has an opinion on how a track should be driven.
Yeah, and typically you might run into a fault thing, but I don't think that one's in the cards either. So does it potentially push the issue of maybe seeing a one more time battle?
You're here for the one more times, though.
I'm here for the one more times.
All right, chat. Let us know who you think won. Drop a comment. Let's see what everybody at home thinks, because these judges they're going through, they're watching replays, they're taking their time, and I want you to. Don't worry, no rush. But this is a tough call. I don't know what I would call. I just get up and leave. Like, I quit. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm definitely glad I'm not on that side of the booth over there.
We have the easy job.
we're just talking, really. We don't have to delegate and figure out, this is right, this is wrong. I don't think I'm good enough of a driver to really be able to judge other people's driving. You know what I mean?
I owe you one compliment today, and I will say that, you're a pretty good driver.
Aw, thank you.
We've driven together.
What a
I've
sweetheart.
Seen it. Yeah.
Dude, you run some laps last night down that back wall right there that I was like, Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am blushing up here. What a beautiful day. What a
Yeah.
beautiful day out here at Lake Erie Speedway. Such nice people I'm surrounded by.
Like, I mean, you just grabbed them, threw them right over your shoulder. I'm like, man, how you wouldn't catch me dead hauling in there like that.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So does that mean I get to drive your car now?
Sure.
Oh,
yeah.
we got results in.
Oh,
One more time.
We're doing it one more time. I think that was a great decision by the judges.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Ben definitely wanted to see
Yeah,
that.
I mean, like I said, I mean, you know, we're not fighting a fault issue. It almost doesn't give you a battle to judge, you
Yeah.
know? So, I mean,
Basically, you know, their chases were both a scrub, and their leads were equal. That's how I would see it. So, no disagreements here.
So we got to watch that battle one more time. If you're watching the live stream at home, let us know who you want to see advance into the finals and face off against Alan Boss for that #1 spot on the podium for round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series presented by Moty's. Where you're watching from as well, we really like to see, you know, the demographic of how far and wide we're getting.
Yeah.
So drop a comment, let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you're driving, too. Let us.
Yeah, 110%. We want to know. We want to know. While we're up here, we got a little bit of downtime. I want to give a couple shout-outs. ZZX Digital, Team Vacation, Mom and Dad, the wife's out there, Stacy.
I haven't seen her yet. I need to go say hi.
She's over there. She's
Yeah.
over there with her little soccer mom. You know, she's got like one of those chairs that's got like a overhang on it, so that way she's not, you know, red like a lobster.
Yeah.
Thank God we got to avoid that at all costs. But, yeah, you know, shout out to everyone that came out here to hang out, everyone that came out here to drive. It looks like we're going to go to a commercial break here shortly. So hang out, grab a beer,
Refill that beverage.
grab a water,
Yeah.
stay hydrated, reapply your sunscreen. We don't want to see anyone getting, you know, burnt up like a lobster, looking like a walking tomato out here. You know, none of that.
And if you do, I will give you a high five directly in the middle of your
Oh,
back.
rough.
Yeah.
Ultimate lubricant. Moty's.
Hey guys, Jeff Jones here. I'm Dylan Hughes.
I'm Travis Reeder.
I'm Ken Gucci.
I'm Matfield. I drive Link.
They are the most reliable ECU around, and they always deliver.
Their global tech support gives me the advice I need every time I need it.
Their products are super easy to install and easy to set up for the performance that I want.
They stand behind their products and support their customers.
They're always innovating and delivering great new products and performance features.
I drive
Link.
Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. Rain or shine, it's the return of Crash-A-Rama. Featuring school bus figure 8 racing, a wild and wacky boat and camper trailer race, flagpole races, the unpredictable skid cars, the chain race, a fan burnout contest, a woman's minivan demo derby, and for the first time ever, the Bone Shaker jet-powered semi. Then we'll cap off the night with a huge fireworks display. Gates open at 5 p.m., the destruction starts at 7. But get there early for free rides and a real race bus. Kids 3 and under and parking are free. Crash-A-Rama. Saturday, August 5th, 7 p.m., Lake Erie Speedway, driven by ProAm. It's the wildest show on wheels, and you gotta be there.
comment section. Keith Cabral from New Hampshire tuning in to watch the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series, and Cody Kling from Canton, Ohio. He's got a jack stand Princess sitting home, the RX with a V8 under the hood. You should definitely get that thing buttoned up and get it out here to the Speedway and be a part of the fun. Also, shout out to Brian's wife, Stacy, jumping into the live stream. So,
What's up? So we're good? You're good now. Okay.
I was hoping for them to buzz the tower, but
Hey, do a flyby by the tower here. Give us one of them Top Gun flybys with the drone.
do you know Danger Zone? You want to do this?
Get like a.
here we go. Tom Cruise in 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo!
Danger Zone. Had to. You have to.
Oh, you always
Where's my
have to.
coffee? I got to spill my coffee.
Oh my God.
I know.
Make it super authentic.
Yeah, got to do it. Love it. Love it. It would be cool to see them like actually. I'd be curious if they only flew like a foot above the car, if they'd be able to outrun a car, like these guys. Whoa! Right through that big Lake Erie Speedway arch. And speaking of,
The McDonald's arch.
Shouts out to AJ Moore, GM at the track. He is the guy that took a huge risk on drifting to bring it here, and now I mean this is incredible, right?
We love you, AJ. We love you so much.
Yeah, without you, none of this would really be possible. So we had some good talks about what drifting's going to look like here at Erie. Maybe even the next couple of months. We'll see, but definitely next year. Nothing bad.
Only good here at Lake Erie Speedway. All right, we're gonna line up here. Two beautiful cars, two very different cars, two very different horsepower levels, two very different drivers. We got Heisman and Anderson.
Is one tall, one short?
Both Ford Motors actually.
Both wear hats.
Coyote and a Mustang, and they're both hat wearers. Yeah,
Both hat wearers. I respect the hat wearer.
Heisman's got the bow tie under the hood.
Ah, gotcha.
Who's going to
LS3,
advance
right.
on to the finals battle against Alan Boss? Anderson, Heisman. Anderson initiates into outside zone number 1, a little bit shallow on angle. Heisman absolutely pounding in the door of Chad Anderson, punches the inner clip into outside zone number 2. Heisman able to get through there. Dives up to the door of Anderson. Absolutely phenomenal chase there by Adam Heisman, and a great lead to enable that from Anderson.
They're going to be here all day just waiting for somebody to make a mistake.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. I mean, there's some consistent driving out here right now.
Claire tuning in on the live stream, rooting on Alan Boss. A big statement here from Claire, saying that that's Alan's favorite aunt. So, Alan,
Wow.
the pressure's on from Aunt Claire, brother.
Yeah, favorite aunt. You know what? I get more pressure from my aunts and uncles than I do from my parents, so I get it. I want to keep my aunts and uncles happier than my own parents. They'll forgive me. Aunts and uncles won't.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So, good lead from Chad Anderson here. So, Heisman gonna have to get through here mistake-free. Heisman had a great chase as well, so Anderson really gonna need to put the pressure on.
Here we go.
Into outside zone number 1, right on his door from Anderson. Right up against the door of Heisman to the inner clip, maintaining that proximity.
He does not want to leave this in the hands of the judges, that is for sure.
Pouring it on through outside zone 2. Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Chad Anderson.
That was a phenomenal chase run.
Holy cow.
I mean,
let's give it up for these guys, man. I mean, that was
Take
unbelievable.
Let these two hear you back
Unbelievable.
there. What a battle. Chad Anderson, a clinic in the chase position. My goodness.
That was insane.
that being said, Heisman threw down a killer lead run. So
Right.
I mean, that is the only way you can chase like that is if the guy in front of you is not doing anything weird. They're not, floating back and forth. They have a consistent line. And, I mean, they just keep driving together. So
Imperative to have a good lead run.
Man, that
for
run
a good
gave
chase
me
run.
chills, boys.
Yeah. That was exactly what it's all about.
Yeah. See, we got a poll going on as well, so cast your votes. Shout out to everybody running the live stream on this one. But yeah, that was. Yeah, Anderson looked like he was driving angry.
Oh yeah, 110. Yeah.
All right, judges going over. I can see them, the math dancing above their heads, watching the replays. Old school, too. They got pens. It's crazy. No, this is definitely a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that I talk about a lot is it's, man, the caliber of driving that we've gotten to here at the Speedway is, it's almost hard to imagine coming from where we came from to where we are today. When I was about 14, 15 years old, I was working at the Speedway as a maintenance guy. I saw one of the first drift events that was ever really held at the Speedway, only having a handful of cars here and nothing like we're seeing here today. Absolutely blessed to have this in our backyard, and if you live in Erie and you're not taking advantage of it, you're making a mistake, and you need to get out here for these events and see what everything's all about.
Christopher Johnson saying that Chad autographed his baby's forehead.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Adam signed his baby's forehead?
Yeah, he's saying, Chad signs Christopher Johnson's baby's forehead.
Nice.
That is, yeah.
Another quick one in the comments from gettingthestands.com. Absolutely loving the stream. You're absolutely right. Great way to get more eyes and tires onto the ovals. So really appreciate you jumping in and checking out the stream. Anybody else who's watching, we're awaiting this decision. This is going to set who's going to battle Alan Boss to take home the number one spot.
Unanimous one more time.
Oh, wow. All right. Well.
Another one more time. That's got to be the most I've seen.
It's definitely a lot.
And around. Definitely,
I can't
definitely
say
a
I'm
necessity, though. No, definitely not mad at that.
Cena shouts out to Taylor Braun from 187. How do you pronounce it? Is it Pahoni? P-A-O-H?
We just call it Drift Pony.
Pony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pony.
How it could actually be pronounced, I have no idea, but we just call it
Ohio,
Drift
New
Pony.
York,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, right? Got it.
Oh, quick shout out. The wifey just tapped in that my son Drew is watching from home right now. He's 5 months old. So
Starting him real young.
Starting him young, baby.
Man, you better start saving your money.
Yeah.
So there was actually, he was born, we were in the hospital. I'm not a massive NASCAR fan, but there was a NASCAR race on. So I think, just a couple hours into his life, I had him watching fuel get burnt and left-hand turns being made. So
there you go.
Hashtag America.
Lots of America.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my son was 2 or 3 months old when he was at his first drifting event.
Wow.
So, yeah. He was at Grid Life this year. My daughter came down to Orlando with us, and I think I might take my son to Irwindale.
There you go.
So,
when is Irwindale?
It's in October, I believe.
October? Very nice, very nice.
Grid Life Laguna Seca is right after that. It's the weekend.
That's going to be interesting, Laguna
I
Seca.
love Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
Awesome track.
I think I'm going to stick it out there. Maybe stay in Cali for the week.
There you go.
Might as
Enjoy
well.
yourself, yeah, for sure.
A couple more shout-outs here in the Facebook comments. Chris, never knew that the event was going on. Going to have to check out the next one. Absolutely, brother. Jump on the on Facebook, search up Drift PA Ohio New York, and join the group, and you can see all of our schedules for when the events are and when the Pro-Am rounds are. There's actually going to be a really big top 32 competition here in a handful of weeks in the future. So definitely don't want to miss out on the action. We're breeding the next generation of Formula Drift professional drifters here at the Speedway right now. So John in the comments as well, loving it here, amazing talent. Couldn't have said it better. It's absolutely awesome. As Jake had talked about, AJ does an absolutely phenomenal job of giving us the best facilities to work with, as you're seeing here on the live stream from the drone footage, the section of repave of the pits that just happened here for us.
Yep.
And that's, you know, that's the kind of stuff that's going to bring in the bigger talent and the bigger events, you know, like Formula Drift, and trying to bring Formula Drift back to the Lake Erie Speedway. So really excited for everything that's going on. Really appreciate you guys jumping into the live stream and dropping a comment.
Shouts out Gold Team. Enjoying the live stream, saying it was the most fun they've watched so far. So I'm going to have to make this trip out to hang out with you boys a little more often.
I think you should be at every Erie event.
I'm trying.
I don't know why you're not.
It's a 4.5-hour drive.
It is. It is a bit of a hike, and you're definitely the busiest person I know. I mean, you got your hands full over there.
I got a few things on the go, but
So huge shout out again, ZZX Digital. If you got a business, you need help promoting it, you need help with anything at all, get in touch with Jake Gettens. He can certainly help you out with that. Helped me out a lot with my business, and always a pleasure to work with. Help me make lots of money, which is, you know,
That's the
a
goal.
key with business, you know.
That's the goal.
So if that's something you're looking to do, he's the man to get in touch with.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Prop Productions, another awesome
Killing it.
group of guys, killing it on these drones out here, killing it with the whole production team here for bringing you guys the live view, bringing you the live stream here. We couldn't do it without them.
This isn't easy. I mean, people don't realize how much goes into just making sure that we can switch to 2 different cameras.
I could never do it. I
Right?
could never do it. I feel like he's touching 150 buttons
It's
up
crazy.
there.
It
I
sounds
mean,
like
I have
typing.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I know Rob with Prop Productions. He's been playing around in the lab at a couple different events here at the Speedway, testing out some new on-track audio equipment and different stuff. Also got some suction cameras to put on the cars so that you could get the best perspective at home. One more quick shout out again. Already got a shout out once here already. Getinthestands.com again, gonna do everything that they can to promote our events here at the Speedway. So we really appreciate you doing that and trying to spread the word about the events that we're holding here. So thank you very much for that. And I will make sure that I drop a note to AJ, our general manager, to keep his eye on our messages for you.
And shouts out to everybody that makes it possible for these drivers. I mean, it's the unsung heroes, right? It's the friends, it's the husbands and wives and aunts and, you know, uncles and nephews. It's all the people that will come out, you know, to the events, cook food, drive the rig, help you out, you know. There's very, very few people that are here solely because they're the only one working on it. Almost everybody has a support system, and, you know, that's what makes this possible.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. You know, without the support system, it's impossible to be out here. I mean, really, without my wife, I wouldn't even know what to pack to come out here for the weekend. You know, I'd probably be dead. I'd have no water.
Yeah.
I'd be naked. It'd be awful.
Yeah.
So you know,
Like 2021 all
huge
over
shout
again.
out to Stacy for helping me out with all that.
Quick shout out to one of our 2022 competitors, Andrew Shorkey, on the premises, watching and probably giving some advice. I think he was here with Ryan Reese to help out Ryan.
Andrew Shorkey was kind enough to bring me some Canadian snacks last time, and you know, some things I've never tried before. I'll tell you what, you guys got some good stuff up there in Canada. Did you? And not me? That's kind of crazy.
None for us.
It was
Unbelievable.
like the third thing Dave said to me when I said I was coming down. He's like, okay,
I don't
gotta
even
put my
know.
order.
I don't even know what we could give to you from the States that you guys really don't have. I mean, you know, I feel like you guys have all the best stuff.
No, you guys got some cool stuff. I mean, Sonic is pretty cool. Whether you guys
Sonic, the drive-in?
Yeah, that's pretty
What?
sick.
Come on.
Chick-fil-A is making its way into Canada.
Chick-fil-A.
There is one now
killer.
in Windsor, so that's quite nice.
There you go.
We're very limited on Krispy Kremes. I'd like to see more of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in intense first 2 battles, we're going to lead here to another one more time between Anderson and Heisman. Anderson initiates into outside zone number 1, right up against the wall. Oh my goodness.
Heisman.
Nearly contact from Heisman, pouring the proximity on Anderson, trying to force a mistake into out. Oh, parks it.
Oh, no. or less blueprint. I don't think that would have any effect on what happens afterwards, but
Yeah, definitely not an effect of what happened. I was on 2 there. But, you know, we're going to have the replay here up on the screen. Let's take a close look here. And like Jacob was saying before, you know, super important to watch what's going on now because the little mistakes are going to be what makes or breaks, you know, the final result. Hard to say.
I mean, it's just insane. These two guys just make you want to stand up. It's, I mean, like, wow.
yeah, he went in just a little bit too hard.
Maybe we could get another look at the replay maybe one more time through outside zone number 1 real quick.
Now the upside is whoever doesn't win this is going to take home third. So there's still, you know,
Correct.
Still
So you still get a podium position.
Yeah,
Obviously, the key is, you know, the goal is to win. But,
that is the goal.
you know, I'd say a podium position is still winning. I mean, in my book, you know,
No, it's
if
crazy.
you came out here and you had fun, you're winning. You know, it doesn't matter what position you made it in.
What if you win the event but you didn't have fun? What happens then?
Load it on the trailer, man. I don't know. I mean, if you're not having fun, why are you here? You
That's
know,
a good point. Yeah.
you come here to have fun. Oh man, they're ripping this bumper off of this
Do
Mustang.
it. Do it.
Oh my goodness.
Check his hood pins.
Hood's flapping.
I think they're probably better off just leaving it on. I'd say.
Yeah. Where's the Sawzall
Yeah, I
at?
mean,
Maybe some zip ties. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I gotta do to my car. I gotta make my front bumper easier to come off. Well, right now it's not on at all.
So a dicey first run. See how that weighs into things. Heisman now in the lead
Heisman's
into
just-
outside zone 1.
Just got to be clean. That's it.
Right up against the wall. Heading down towards the inner clip. Chad
Oh.
absolutely riding his door into outside zone number 2. Dumps it in deep. Tons of angle from Heisman. Absolutely up and down the side of the car.
That was a wicked run. Let's give it up for these guys.
I think we're going to kind of know what's going to happen here, but you can see Heisman's lead run was phenomenal. Chad Anderson kind of knowing that he was at a deficit going into this run, just decided to push as much as possible, hopefully to get Heisman to,
I mean, man, just look at Chad on this door, man.
yeah.
But I think that's the way to do it. You know,
Oh,
there's no point in like losing faith and, you know,
No.
being a bump on a log. I mean, you might as well just give it all she's got.
Yeah, if you're going to go out, go on to your terms.
That's
right.
right. That's
Yeah, go out
right.
on your shield.
Go out like a legend.
Yeah.
And the weekend's not over either, you know?
No, it's a good point.
Decision is in. Heisman will advance to
Heisman's
battle
gonna get the
Alan
win.
Bloss for the
right.
number 1 spot here in round number 2 of the Great Lakes ProAm Series presented by Moty's.
So we're going to give Heisman a bit of time, get maybe that engine cooled off a little bit. He's running an LS, so it's probably, 280 right now. Let that cool off. probably
I bet
change some
she's warm.
tires. I bet she's warm, yeah.
As Travis Baum would say, nuclear.
Nuclear. So you guys got any questions? You want to talk some FD stuff? What do you want to do here?
Yes, I actually had a question
All right,
for
cool.
Why are
So
you
you're-
not in FD?
'Cause I suck
Why are
at
you not driving an
I'm a
FD?
terrible driver.
you. You're really good friends with Simon,
I'm very good friends
and
with him.
Simon is having a hell of a year.
Yeah, he is. I had him on the show. We just recorded with Ben Hobson as well, and the consistent thing that they're saying is that OD provides so much confidence in the program that they can just drive. So there's no struggle.
You
with-
can see it.
Oh yeah, and okay, so let's first of all, OD's going to set you up in a car that's as perfect as it's going to get, right? We're talking about one of the best chassis ever developed for driving, for drifting. We're talking about one of the most reliable engines ever set up for drifting. So that is your baseline, right? That's just where the program starts, let alone the fact that he designs and builds, everything feels suspension, has years and years of notes because he's been in the game for 10 plus years. So all of that, you basically, you cut your check, you show up to the program, and the rig's going to be there. He's got amazing crew guys. So all you're left to do is drive. And that makes such a difference. So.
Because, I mean, that was one of the biggest deciding factors for me. You know, there's a handful of companies that make really good suspension. I just so happen to pilot an S14.
Yeah.
And that just so happens to be an LS S14.
All right.
So it was no question in my mind what suspension to go with. I mean, that's what that suspension was bred for, was an LSS chassis, you know, so.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing, and then none of that is to take away from Simon's pure ability, because he puts in a ton of seat time. You know, obviously driving in the winter, I did have the opportunity to go ice racing in Norway.
Yeah, that looked a lot of fun,
Yeah, it was incredible. So those guys are absolute killers out there. But taking a look here at our bracket, so our finals are going to be Boss and Heisman. Anderson is going to be taking third, and fourth is Steele. So shouts out to all these guys. Yeah, this is an incredible day, no matter what happens next.
Definitely an incredible day. Lots of one more times, lots of great driving.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting your money's worth, that's for sure.
100, yeah, 110%.
110% worth.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was gonna say 100, but you know, I had to.
You gotta step it up.
Step it up a little
We're
bit.
gonna be in the 130s here by the time this battle's done.
And I mean, if you're out here at the Speedway, you're getting more than your money's worth here out of the Great Lakes ProAm series. I mean, you know, Chad and Adam just absolutely threw down 2 one more time battles that were just, you know, finals caliber.
Yeah.
So we have one more battle left here for the day that's going to decide who's taking home the gold hardware, who's taking home the silver hardware, and the bronze hardware. So it looks like Alan Boss is about ready to go over there, giving these guys a couple minutes to get ready. Quick request from Gary with 454 Media. Quick shout out to Stacy Lebowski.
Good call.
If I butchered your last name, I apologize, Gary, but I'm sure
you gave it. You got to say it with confidence that no one questions you.
Yeah.
It's like you know, walking into a building like you own the place.
Yeah.
I do want to give a huge shout out to Callahan Sharp Cuts, who's going to be making the trophies. He what do you call it? What do you call it when you're cutting out the stuff? Help me out here. CNC machining, maybe.
Okay.
Whatever he does, incredible fabricator, incredible dude. Go check out his page. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Shoot him a message if you need something done. Very talented man.
And I did get Gary's last name proper. So
Nice, good.
we'll take that.
Super important.
Quick shout out to fellow teammate of mine and Brian's, Zach Snyder, watching the live stream over on the pit side. I believe they're sitting right there on the backstretch wall. Actually, probably just saw them.
I think he's under that red canopy there. I think they're under there.
Nice.
So, what's your favorite memory?
Ooh.
From a Formula Drift event, or I guess just being involved with it even.
Favorite memory, honestly, just because it's the one that came back first, but it's killer, and if you get a chance to go back and watch it, it's incredible. Riley Sexsmith, Ryan Littoral, Pro 2 in Atlanta, they hit each other like 4 times in the run, and neither guy backed down, and it was just wild. Like, in initiation, hit. Come in, like, basically that first outside or inner clip, hit. Going into the keyhole, hit. Coming out of the keyhole, hit. And, like, it was nuts. It was such a cool thing to see. And then both of those drivers just incredible. But, I mean, I'm still making memories. So I'm excited to see who wins this year. You know, I was right next to where Matt Field was when he lost the championship at Irwindale. I got to see Freddie, go through that and that excitement. So I don't know. I very much lean back to Simon Olsen. There's a solid chance he could be podium at the end of the season. So that would probably be up there if and when that happens.
Just want to give a huge shout out to Tire Stacks as well, providing $250 for first place, $100 for second and third place.
So if you're
gotta
looking,
hop on them Kendas.
If you're looking, they got a lot of sizes from what I hear.
Gotta hop on them Kendas. I wonder if they got any 15s in stock. That's one that comes in stock every once in a while.
Yeah.
Might have to look for one of the little boys.
You and 4 other people will be very excited.
Finals battle is underway. Who's heading home with the hardware? Alan Boss initiates into outside zone number 1. Absolutely pouring the smoke off of the back of that LS9 350Z. Heisman and Chase trying to suck up in proximity. Big lurch here from Heisman into outside zone number 2. Proximity there from Adam, but did a great job mimicking that line and angle.
Alan Boss was up in that outer zone. It felt like 2 weeks. He came out of the zone and he was just like, pick it up here. Just gonna stay up here, dip back over those marbles, and then, okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll talk about that inside clip now. But, yeah, it was wild.
It's sketchy when you get into the marbles, too. I mean, usually what happens is you get into those marbles and, like, you lose control of the car.
Right.
I mean, it's very hard to maintain. So just goes to show the professionalism by Alan Boss there, maintaining in the marbles out there. And for those of you that don't know, the marbles is, like, kind of all the excess rubber from the tires. That's kind of when you get into, like, a slippery situation, something where, it's not as easy to maintain what's going on with the car.
I think we are getting a
Something
timeout from
Yeah,
Boss.
might have a timeout here.
Okay.
Alan's out in the parking lot.
He may be just going to, like, get some more lemonade or something. He could be that comfortable. Right? Have you ever seen that? The guy, like, who wants to be a millionaire in the last question calls his dad and just says, hey, I'm about to win $1 million.
I did see. Yeah.
He needed a high five from his mom.
That could be
Yep.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it is confirmed. They did call a comp timeout. Hopefully it is nothing major. You don't want someone to win because the other guy broke down. But once again, this goes back to it, like keeping your car maintained, making sure everything's good to go, like that. You need to do that. That is such a baseline, and I think it's something that's not talked about. That's not talked about enough in drifting, is everything that happens outside of the track. Yeah, Von Gittin Jr. at one point in time told a bunch of young drivers that the driving is the reward for all the hard work you put in getting to the track. And that's really what it is. So
I think a lot of people don't realize how much work it takes to get to the track.
Oh, it's wild.
I mean, for one, financially, obviously, it's not easy.
No.
You got people out here with $20,000-$30,000 trailers just to come out here. These big ATCs. These big gooseneck trailers. I mean, we got some big stuff out there. Not to mention you're going to need a truck to pull that.
True.
You're going to need a car in the trailer.
Oh.
You need fuel for the truck. You need fuel for the car. You need tires. I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big commitment to come out here, especially on a competitive level. You can do it on a budget. It's absolutely possible. There are cars on Marketplace $500 you come out here and drift with, but once you get into that competitive level driving, it is certainly not cheap.
Yeah.
And that's where sponsors come into play, and they can help you out and stuff like that.
Looks like the boss is back.
The boss is back indeed.
Yeah, what's a weekend costing you right now? Just
Me?
out of
Personally?
curiosity, yeah.
This weekend will probably be about a $700-800 weekend.
Okay, that's not bad.
But I do have my brother here from Long Island up here with me, and this man likes to eat. So
okay.
I mean, he's costing me $600 in just food alone.
I saw you snooping around the barbecue earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out here, doing his thing. But I mean, it's certainly. That's probably on the lower end too. It does get more expensive than that. I gotta buy E85 for the car and all this stuff, all the tires. I mean, you gotta account for all the expenses. Easy Pass, fuel, everything.
Yeah, I used to just like bring scrubs and sell them to people, $5 a tire.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, especially if you work at a shop where you can just take tires out of the scrap pile.
Yeah.
Especially considering the shop has to pay to dispose of them.
Yeah,
at least in
usually-
America, I don't know how it is in Canada.
Yep. Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah, it's I think right now it's up to $350 in Buffalo to dispose of a tire. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, here we go.
For all the marbles.
This is it.
Adam Heisman now in the lead. Alan Boston Chase. Heisman initiates. Right up against the wall in outside zone number 1. Alan Boss tearing the door off Adam Heisman's Mustang.
Got to be careful.
Into outside zone number 2. Oh, scrubs up some angle. Able to maintain. Right back to the wall outside Alan Boss, good lead from Heisman. We're going to see what happens here.
This is it, kids.
tit for tat here.
What a competition. No, it's not technically over yet, but man, what a day it's been.
It has been one hell of a day. I will say that. Definitely a good time out here.
I mean, check out Boss here in the replay through outside zone number 1, just absolutely shredding the door of Heisman to the inner clip. Maybe the closest proximity we've seen all day at the inner clip, and then because of that, it kind of sets up Allen bad for outside zone number 2. And then maybe a couple drop tires through outside zone number 3 from both guys. So see what happens here, but there was no real huge marquee mistake really seen there.
All right, so we are getting some decisions in. If we have a call, we will bring them under the arch to announce it. And if it's a one more time, then we'll let you know. So we have time to go fill that lemonade or whatever it is. Some Riesling for you, Brian? Or Zinfandel?
No, it's only when I'm feeling fancy. You know, I'm not always drinking wine, but you know, if like I got like a nice cheese platter.
In the bath?
Sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
bubble bath. I gotta
shocked by this.
put some roses out. You know, sometimes you gotta treat yourself. You know what I mean?
Some home sense candles.
You only live once, so you got to do it right.
This is true.
But it's becoming a problem. You know, sometimes I'm like, you know, YOLO, and I'm like, you know, I'm running out of money over here. I'm living lavish. I'm running out of money.
And it looks like we have a one more time, so we've got it. Oh, that was a mistake.
There is some crazy stuff going on here with the decision. Hold on. Give us some time. There is a winner.
Okay.
There is a winner.
Where'd they go?
Someone won. Should be on the screen just a moment here for us to let you guys know who will take the W.
We need can we get suspenseful music? Is that in the budget? What do you guys think at home? Who do you think took that one?
Another thing I want to say is we were supposed to do Christmas in July for this event, right?
I think we did.
I see one big snowman. I mean, that man is big.
I have seen Christmas lights. I haven't seen
enough,
there was
though.
a guy that had a tree on his car last night, Aaron Farrell.
Yeah,
had a tree on his car.
I haven't seen enough, though. Like, I bought decorations. I came prepared, and then we got here. I'm like,
there's time.
There's nothing going on. I'm like, what the heck?
Nah,
where's the Christmas spirit, you know?
There's time.
I hope people start to decorate so I can take mine out and not feel like a weirdo, you know?
I mean, the decorations have nothing to do with you being a weirdo.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. All right, so it looks like we're going to line them up over here. Once we get them all lined up, we're going to go ahead and announce the winners.
Let's, if you're in the grandstands right now, let's get down.
Yeah, get down there. I mean,
stretch those legs out. Let's go stand by the winners. Let's get a cool group shot.
You know they're going to do a smoky burnout, so you gotta get a Snapchat of that, send it to the homies.
Snapchat. Threads,
yeah,
baby.
dude. Yeah, hey, whatever,
Yeah.
Whatever you prefer.
All right, we're getting them lined up here. People are migrating from the grandstands. I see canopies moving.
All kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Drift Dave is walking with authority.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What a handsome man.
What a beautiful human being.
Beautiful, beautiful human being. Good for you, Dave.
I have stories about Dave that I cannot speak about publicly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Look at. Oh, I got the look, too. Yeah. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me.
Keep it quiet.
Yeah. He's a secret party animal.
I believe it.
Man goes wild.
I can see Dave as being a party animal.
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, where's the lighty glasses, Dave? Where's the lighty glasses?
And the short shorts. Those shorts are very long on you, Dave.
He refuses to cover those beautiful
Pull those Johnnies up.
Yeah.
There we go. Show some leg.
That was
Woo!
one of my favorite photos of all time is him in those short shorts running grid. But, yeah. Yeah, shouts out to everybody that makes this possible, for all the volunteers, the guys up in the camera stands, you know, our what is it, fire and safety team, our fast.
The fast team.
Well, that's like double. You can't say fast team. It's team at the end. Anyways,
the fast
group,
people.
The fast people.
Very fast, quick.
All of our judges, everybody here, production, everybody from Drift Pahoney. Yeah, this has been incredible. I'm going to be sticking around all weekend. I will keep the hat on as per the request of everybody in the tower.
Thank goodness.
So if you see the teal toque, not beanie, walking around, please feel free to stop me. I'm happy to hang out for a bit.
If you're still with us on the live stream, don't go anywhere yet. We're going to see a couple of really rowdy burnouts here in a minute.
Things
as we get ready to announce our winners here in just a moment. So do not go anywhere. And if you're on the pit side, make sure you make your way over there.
Get your cameras
over by
out.
the pit building. Yeah, turn them cameras on and get some footage of the rowdy stuff.
Stay out of the line of fire. So, third place, as you already know, is going to Mr. Chad Anderson. Let's give a big round of applause for Chad. He was driving like a madman all weekend.
Second place going to Mr. Heisman.
And your winner for round number 2 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series presented by Moty's, Alan Boss.
Big round of applause. Incredible driving today from everybody competing. Mr. Boss crushed it. Absolutely crushed it all day.
I believe we will probably be having a live stream later on today of just the grassroots drifting. It will be starting at 6 p.m. so you can tune back in and see some really, really rowdy trains, upwards of 10, 15, 20 cars per train, some as small as 3 to 7. So come check it out. You can see it on the Facebook and the YouTube for the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series for more action at 6 p.m.
And I want to say thank you guys for letting me come up here and invade your space a little bit. I had an absolute blast. I definitely want to do this a bit more, so this is great.
It was an absolute pleasure to have you up here. It always is.
No, you guys are crushing it. It's not an easy thing to do to talk for like 2 hours straight. Is it?
It's not. It's kind of hard. You know, you got to come up with slick things to say.
Trying not to say dumb shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't. You can't say bad words. And that's especially hard for me. But we're out here making it happen.
No, it was awesome.
So these guys taking a quick group photo as we await some rowdy burners. Shout out
I
to
think it's
Gucci
lunchtime.
Man Bird too. Oh, it's definitely
I think it's
lunchtime.
lunchtime.
I got chickens.
The
on the
wife is
barbecue.
texting me. She's starving.
Man, I was up till about 3:30 this morning.
I believe
I
it.
haven't ate anything yet today. I
Yeah.
am ready for a meal and ready to hop in a drift car and get rowdy.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna go whip up some burgers after this, boys.
I might check out that chicken and waffle sandwich you're talking about. I was trying to stay on my
Dude,
diet,
it's
but
killer.
I don't know.
Killer. Make it your cheat day.
Ah, might be.
They're
might
killer.
be.
Alan Boss, a quick shout out from your favorite Aunt Claire. She's very proud of you for taking
So proud.
that #1 spot here in round number 2. So make sure that you send your favorite Aunt Claire a text message when you get back to the trailer.
I think we're still waiting for those LSs to cool down. All right, everybody standing there. Get your phones out. I think these boys are going to be tearing some tires off here any second.
Let's
All
see
right.
it.
Oh, tandem 3-man
yeah.
burnout.
There we go. What a great way to end off this incredible event here at the Great Lakes Pro-Am, hosted by Lake Erie Speedway, powered by Pro Waste. And Moty's lubricants?
Moty's.
I've been calling them Moty's. I have to correct that.
Close enough.
I'll take it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for joining in. If you're here at the Speedway, stay tuned. We're going to be getting some grassroots drifting out there. And if you've joined us with the live stream, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Make sure you check us out next time. We will be back here. When will we be back, Ben?
September 2nd and 3rd, I believe.
September 2nd and 3rd. Make sure you tune in. We're going to be here. We're going to be talking, and we're going to be keeping you guys some company.
All right, let's grab some food, boys.
All righty. Signing out.